45 seconds. Thirty seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Don't assume that showing a person what you're working with is ever going to be okay. Ever. And quite frankly, I don't know that women are attracted to just straight penises.
Yeah, I don't think the people.
I mean,
though,
penises
really
are
help.
not pretty. Penises are just not pretty.
Speak for yourself, Bubba.
Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Welcome. Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Myself, Lummy, Dr. Dan Diaco, Macho Man here in the studios. Jay will... I'm thinking Jay will probably be Zoom today's. Yesterday's Zoom was unbelievable.
Yeah, you reinforced it.
Yeah, like unbelievably. Like last week, well, you weren't here, Dan. I think well, the last time we had Jay via Zoom, it was a little scratchy. And I think Macho Man went in there and made some changes, you know, some audio processing changes and stuff like that. And yesterday, man, was probably one of the best that he's ever sounded. So I have no problem with him being remote when it sounds that damn good. Lummy, we're getting ready to sign on the show. By the way, if you ever wanted to hear a show where Dr. Dan might go crazy and have a potential meltdown, it might be today. And not a bad meltdown, but more like the, pull audio from March of 2020 when we first started getting into the COVID deal, and I was telling you that Fauci was a GD liar. I was telling you that he went back and during the AIDS days made it worse. He's a bought and paid for effing liar. I think that's a good paraphrase as to what you might be saying, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Yeah, if not more, shot out. Dan called this guy out from second one, and Dan said it was a lab leak and the whole 9 yards, and it looks like it's coming to fruition. Lummy, you gave me some great, and I'm in a great mood right now.
Awesome.
Because you were 30 seconds, 15, 20 seconds before air, and Lummy goes, Lummy, do you hate when I do your imitation? I hope you don't get mad at me because I make you sound way dumber than you really are.
It's in your top 5 of impersonations.
Thank you.
It is a good one.
Bubba, what, Lummy? I just went to 2btv.com and video killed the radio star is seconds on the front page. No way, Lummy, stop. There's no way that's true. No, really, I'm going to send you a link. Hopefully the link you get is the same link I got. And sure enough, if you go to 2btv.com, which is their main page, we are, well, it's a rotate. I got to keep flicking it back. But when you first sign on, you get, what is it, Ben Kilner?
Yes.
I don't know what that is, but that's the number one gimmick going on right now. And second, video killed the radio star. Me, Hogan, and Heather. That was his actual Christmas party of like 2002. And it's on the second most, it's the number 2 suggested gimmick when you go to their main page right out of the box. Now, Lummy, you said...
And then I went to, you go to recommended, popular, so you go to browse.
Okay, go to browse.
And then you go to popular, the first one, then over to recommended.
Okay, over to recommended. Okay.
You go down a little bit, you should be right there. There you are, right there.
Where? Oh, right here?
Yeah, top 15.
Video killed the radio star.
Unbelievable.
That's nice. And that's because of you, Bubba Army. And it's free. Like, there's no reason why you just wouldn't put this on and even let it play in the background and try to catch a little bit of it. But I think if you're a fan of the show or you like the show, maybe you don't like me, maybe your favorite's Brian, maybe your favorite's Dan, maybe your favorite's Lasker, maybe your favorite's Lummy. Maybe I'm your favorite. Maybe you just like us all. I think that's what the average Bubba Army person is. They don't really fragment it into, I think each day kind of has its own feel, and they like it all for the most part, except for the 19 people that gather together every day and try to hate on us. So why wouldn't you watch it? I mean, I actually have watched it in its entirety on Tubi, and the commercials aren't that bad. They're like 30-second commercials, and at the most, you'll get 4 of them.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, but that's like at the most. They won't do that to you every time. Tubi's they're quite crafty in the fact that, like, your first one might have 4 30s, okay, which is 2 minutes, which is really just enough time. If you're really watching something, you shouldn't have your cell phone, looking at your cell phone all the time, and you should be watching something, and then during the 2-minute commercial breaks, check your cell phone. And if you need to pause it at that point because you have to do some business or, the office is melting down because you're not there, Dan, Miss McGillicuddy doesn't like her Botox, so you need to get in there and fix it. You can do that. But then, you put your phone down on wherever, and then you watch, and then it'll give you like 2 30s, like a minute. And then you watch, and then it'll give you like 2 15s. So, I mean, they sprinkle. That's how aggregators and content creators and people that put, that own these various movies, documentaries, and other things. That's how they monetize it, is they get a split of the advertising. But from what I don't know that Ian and Mark have gotten any numbers yet, but. Let me, if we're up, if you go to Tubi.tv and we're the second recommended thing from Tubi, I'm thinking they don't do that if you're not doing so swell.
Yeah, and that's less than a week too.
Yeah, it was
Wednesday.
Tomorrow's a week.
Yeah.
So in 1 week, in 6 days, we've aggregated ourselves up to, well, we don't know if we're number 2 overall, but we're at least the second suggested thing by Tubi. And that doesn't just happen because we're not paying them nothing. I mean, like, Lummy, they don't even have a template where you can pay for placement there. Placement's completely an algorithm based on, what people are watching.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Bubba Army. Lummy, should we send out maybe another have Gary send out another little reminder on our various platforms?
It goes out too, and it goes out in chat like every 30 minutes.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay.
They send a link to where to go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Dan, I was thinking about you when I saw this yesterday. I was actually, after the show, I cut, 3 Lummy Lock It In?
Yes.
Look It Up, Lock It Ins? How did the one do yesterday where people probably thought I was going to be a dick, then I turned it around and baby-faced, and then threw in some factoid.
It's doing well.
It's doing all right?
Yeah.
Usually one of my Look It Up, Lock It Ins, one of them will hit somewhere, whether it's X, Insta, Facebook, YouTube. One of them will hit somewhere once a week, usually.
Yes, yeah.
We're good for and listen, these are numbers we could only dream of, but we'll do 775,000, almost 1 million views on one of those once per week somewhere.
Either on X or Instagram, Facebook.
How did did we get any comments on yesterday as people thought I was going to be a dick? But I mean,
that's how kind of it was. It was more people thinking that you were just you were trying to be a dick.
But I wasn't.
You weren't.
I know, but did they still comment that I was going to be a dick?
It. Yeah, they understood it.
Oh, well, now you're saying that they didn't comment that I was a dick.
No, some people just put in chat like the comments like stay with it, like kind of telling people not to jump to the gun.
Oh yeah, because I mean I do kind of bait and switch there a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
But hopefully not. Never, because there's people who hate me a lot. So hopefully
you did it perfect.
I mean, you can't hate on somebody if you don't watch it in its entirety. There's all kinds of twists and different things that in life.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly. I actually, as I was I cut a couple things yesterday for Lummy and Gary, my Look It Up, Lock It Ins, and then I was kind of perusing around some prep for yesterday. I think what I get out of here about 11th. Now you were already gone, Lummy, by the time I got out of here. You were gone. You were out of here.
Was I?
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
No, I think I was over by the goats because it was raining.
Those damn goats.
We were just hanging out.
Merch Crick and I got in a little bit of argument over those goats this morning.
What was the controversy?
No. She's like, the goats, and for the goats, and for the goats. I'm like, I am sick and tired of New York Greg and Bob and everybody wanting to go out and build them a jungle gym and do all this stuff for the effing goats. You know what? And then I pulled up. I said, you know what? At the end of the day, let me don't get mad at me.
Yes,
but I'm the one that I own those goats. Those are my goats.
That's right.
But they're Lummy's goats. Like
I'm just a caregiver.
Well, no, but I own them technically, but you're the one that takes care of them, and they're really kind of your goats. But like, I need to put a halt on all these people wanting to do all this stuff for the goats when we got stuff that needs to be done around here.
Yeah.
And like, man, those goats are like everybody's number one priority. F them goats. So I'm gonna take those goats over to Lummy's backyard, let them live back there. So anyway, she was wanting to run Wi-Fi out there or something like that, and power and Wi-Fi and all this kind of stuff.
I don't know if it was for the goats. It was more for the camera stuff.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But the goats always seem to benefit of it. So I was preparing yesterday for the show, and I saw this. I'm like, oh man, this is right. I want to open up the show with this so we can get Dr. Dan right involved. And Dan, let me ask you a question. I have not played the story yet, but like, how far is the liver from the spleen?
Well, they're both in the tummy, but the liver's on the right side, and it's big, and it's sort of like burgundy, and it's smooth.
Does it look like a liver that you can buy at the store?
Sure do.
So like the cow's liver and all those kind of people that eat liver and onions and things like that, I'm assuming that's a cow's liver, correct?
Usually, yes.
Yeah. Now what?
Chicken. I mean, it depends. Chicken livers are little. Cow livers are big.
Now, is a cow liver bigger than a human liver?
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard maybe the liver is just a little bit bigger than your fist.
No, it's bigger than that.
Way bigger than it.
Way double, 2 or 3 fists.
2 or 3 fists.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how big is the spleen? Size of your iPhone?
Yeah, about that. You know, it's 6 to 8 inches. It's only a couple inches across.
Are they different in color?
Yeah, and the spleens are, bumpy, and the liver's smooth.
Now you can't live with either one of them. You cannot live without either one of them, can you?
You can't live without the liver. But you can take out most of the spleen and live. The spleen does 2 things: digestion, and it does stuff for makes insulin.
Now, does the spleen? Is there any part are there some body parts that are regenerative? Or they can kind of grow back? Like if you
take out half a liver, you're fine.
Okay.
Like your liver, whatever's left will compensate for it. Just like if you take out a kidney, the other kidney will grow a little bit and take care of things.
Right.
You can take out maybe half the spleen and live, but if you take out all the spleen, you need insulin, and you also forever need digestive enzymes.
Let me know how much trouble this doctor's in right now. I think it's up in Fort Walton Beach, Destin area as well. Hold on.
No.
History. He's the first medical professional to be charged with manslaughter for removing the wrong organ.
Now, Dan, a doctor, surgeon, being charged with manslaughter. Never heard of it.
No, that's unusual.
And this woman here is like, this is by the way, this is Inside Edition.
It allegedly happened during a 70-year-old man's surgery. We spoke with with the patient's heartbroken widow.
It's moving video of a Navy vet's body being...
So they're wheeling the 70-year-old Navy vet out of the hospital with a flag on top of him. I've never seen that.
Well, that's giving respect to the military.
I mean, I didn't know that they started that early, though. Like, the minute that they're wheeling him out of the hospital. I know that you get honors when you were having your funeral and your burial and all that. I've never seen them wheel him out of the exact hospital with the flag on.
Way after his surgeon allegedly operated on the wrong organ, mistaking the liver for a spleen. Beverly Bryan is the patient's grieving widow, and she still can't believe her husband lost.
Now, Dan, when you're a surgeon at the emergency room and the guy comes in and I guess they have a spleen situation, I know you're in charge, you're the boss of the entire operating room, but isn't there somebody that could say, "Hey doc, I think maybe you're over there on the liver, bud"? I mean, you
would think, there's multiple people in the room, and if you're doing a big belly case, there's got to be at least 4 people in the room besides you.
I mean, so like with regards to ranking members, who would be underneath the head nurse, the scrub nurse,
the circulator runs the room, and so she's an RN, and she should be aware of what's going on. I mean, was this done laparoscopically?
Well, this was it. It was a laparoscopic.
Yeah, laparoscopic.
Splenotomy.
Splenectomy?
Hold on, it's a split economy.
Split economy.
It's a split economy.
It's a laparoscopic blah, split economy blah.
Yeah, it's what they're doing in New York right now.
His life this way.
So laparoscopically, Bubba, you don't. It's not open. You can get lost. And so just like IFR in the clouds, you got to have.
As a matter of fact, I just watched a 32-minute piece on John Kennedy, and how he got lost up in the clouds, vertigo. And so
he had a cast on his foot too. He couldn't even make controls correctly because he couldn't rotate his ankle.
Well, but here's the thing: it had nothing to do with rudder control. Nothing. It had everything to do with spatial awareness, and it's actually called the graveyard spin. And because I watched this whole thing from a man who breaks down NTSB reports, and he just spiraled at one time.
I did that with my model airplane once.
No, but at one time, they say that your inner ear with the John Kennedy gimmick. It says the NTSB report. It actually says that your inner ear fluid starts like playing tricks on you, and even though your instrument indicators are showing that you're at a 42, your right wing's at a 42 degree level, and you're dropping altitude at 1,700 feet a minute. You think because you're over the ocean, it's completely black. There was no moon. That was a cloudy night, so it's completely pitch black, and you start getting vertigo.
Right, you have no visual cues.
And so they said, as he thought he was going level, all he had to do was look at his instruments, but he was not instrument rating. He had 25 hours training on instrument, 25 out of like 60 required hours. And your instruments don't lie. And like the guy that was talking about the John Kennedy deal, he's like, your body and your mind is like, no, don't pay attention to those instruments. You're not at a 42 degree knife edge, wing down, 1,800 feet per minute drop. You're not that. You're level. Look, you feel level. Really, you're knife edging right into the water. Did you know he was full power, full trim when he hit the water?
Wow.
Meaning he
completely disoriented.
Had no idea. Be like, Dan, you running into a wall because your windshield's completely covered up, but you had instruments to show you,
Yeah, the Cybertruck's like, you're about to hit something. I don't care. I'm just going to keep going.
Right. So, he got... and
he should never have been there.
No.
His wife, hung him up about an hour or two because of a nail appointment. So he should have landed an hour or two earlier when the visibility was good.
He didn't lose visibility until the last 42 minutes of the flight.
Yeah, he should not. None of that should have happened.
Back to this. So when you're in there laparoscopically, Dan, you just got lost. He just got lost, right?
He got lost, but still, I mean, it's like, one is like a short Asian person, the other one's like a tall black guy.
One's Shaq, and the other one's Jackie Chan.
Exactly.
Right?
You should be able to tell the difference between the two.
Right.
I mean, they're pretty different. You should know like the blood flow. You see the gallbladder. I mean, there's a lot of things. But my question is why did he need a splenectomy?
I don't know.
He dying of pancreatic cancer?
I don't know. Let's hear
He
it.
said he had pain in his stomach.
Huh?
He had pain in his stomach when he was on
So
vacation.
his spleen, not his pancreas. We're looking for his spleen.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's looking for his spleen.
I thought we said pancreas earlier.
No, we said spleen.
Okay, well,
We said
spleen doesn't do insulin. Spleen does. You don't need your spleen. The spleen makes blood and also filters out blood, and it gets rid of old, tired red blood cells. And if you don't have your spleen, you can live fine, but you have to get vaccinated for like pneumococcal disease.
Oh, okay.
So taking out the spleen is nothing, and taking out the liver is catastrophic.
Right. I mean,
But the spleen is like 1/4 the size of the liver, maybe 1/5.
Again, Shaq compared to Jackie Chan, right?
Right.
Shaq 7'2".
Or Shaq compared to Chris Tucker.
In Florida in 2024.
No, let's go with Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
All right, here we go.
When he complained of a pain in his side. They went to a local hospital outside Pensacola.
Let me right outside of Pensacola.
That's right.
Where the surgeon
Probably listening to Florida Man Radio up there.
told William Bryan he urgently needed his spleen removed.
Now, Dan, what would the symptoms be when a guy would go into the emergency room and the surgeon would determine that you need your spleen removed right now?
There's usually two. One is like in trauma, because if you split your spleen, rupture your spleen like Chris Sims did, I mean, you can die from bleeding out.
Which, by the way, your dad diagnosed.
Right, just by physical exam.
Yeah, but that was a big whodunit. There were a bunch of people that didn't agree with him.
No one agreed with him, including the guy in the ER. And then until he crashed in the CT scanner, they
tried to quack Joe out. And Joe's like, I'm telling you right now, it's his spleen. And they're like, no, it's not, Joe. No, it's not.
If we had been on an away game and that happened in the plane, he would have died.
Right. And there was a big fight, a big kerfuffle. And then finally then Joe's like, CT him. Let's go. And they scanned him. And they all pretty much and Joe never ever will let that go. He would remind those assholes how many times if we had it up to you, Chris Sims would be dead right now. Just telling you.
Yeah, it seemed like because he was he seemed okay, and spleen injuries are sometimes silent.
It was ruptured, wasn't it?
Yeah. I have a friend that got hurt during the hurricane. He jumped out of his window. He lived at the beach. His house was flooding. He jumped out the window and then waited until he got to another area of high ground, and then that became too low. And then think about it. You're at the beach. It's the storm. All the power's out. It's pitch black out. No orientation. He can barely see this one flashing light down the street. And the guy's like, "Come to me, come to me." So he gets back in the water, fights it, and literally his last strength was lifting his hand up, and the guy grabbed his hand and pulled him to safety.
How high was the water? Like waist high?
Oh no, higher, overhead high.
Right,
where he was.
So he's trying to go down to somebody that says, "Come down here."
Right, and rescued him. Now the next morning, his next door neighbor was found dead because if he hadn't gotten out, he'd have died. And then over the next 4 or 5 days, he's living with Steven, and Steven's helping him find a new place. And they find a place. He can't move. He can't move in. He can't walk up the steps.
Now is he staying at Steven's where Bella lives now, across the street from you?
No, in the nice house.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's staying in the new one.
He's staying in Camelot.
Right.
And
the new Miami Vice house.
Right, exactly. And, Steve's like, "Dan, can you take a look at him?" And I go and take a look at him. And I'm like, "This is not good. You need to go to the ER right now." He goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Dude, go right now." His hemoglobin was in the 3s, Bubba.
What? You're supposed to be like 14.9
yes. I have never seen the hemoglobin that low in a living person, and no one in the ER had seen the hemoglobin that low in a living person, and was immediately transfused. They found the bleeding, they stopped the bleeding, and he lived. But he was literally hours from dying.
Where was he what was he internally bleeding from?
His spleen.
Oh.
He got something underwater had knocked into him, or he got thrown against something in the water, and it was enough to rupture his spleen.
Now, can car wrecks and things like that cause
rapid deceleration? Because so imagine that you take something and drop it. things, decelerate rapidly, and some things are attached and some things aren't. So when you decelerate rapidly, everything in your gut moves forward.
Well, in the NHRA Top Fuel dragsters and funny cars, they have, when they leave the line, it's about 3 to 4 G's, but when they throw the chute, it's 5+ G's
rapidly
when they throw the chutes.
Suddenly,
when they throw the chutes, it's 5, sometimes 6 G's. That is rapidly, and you're told to kind of close your eyes for that 1/2 of a second. You got your car
and tighten up,
and because they've had instances of detached retinas.
I believe it,
and
I'm sure ruptured organs too.
Yeah.
People rip a spleen,
right?
Tearing the aorta.
But the doctor is now accused of committing an act of total incompetence, cutting out the liver instead of his spleen. This illustration shows.
Here we go. So Dan, this is this the liver?
That's the pancreas.
Okay, what's this? This the liver?
That's a kidney.
Okay, show me the liver, bud.
On the other side. See that little green thing?
Yeah.
That's the gallbladder.
That's the gallbladder.
Right, and that's your liver.
This whole
big giant thing.
This big thing.
Giant.
Right. It's big.
It's huge.
Probably next to the lungs and hearts, it's the number 3.
It's bigger than the heart. It's next to the lungs.
All right, now where's the spleen?
On the other side, you can't see it. It's behind that stuff.
Oh, it's behind all this stuff.
Retroperitoneum. It's in another cavity.
I mean, would
you have your peritoneal cavity where the liver is, and you have the retroperitoneum where the kidneys and the spleen are.
No, is this your bladder? What's this?
That's your stomach. And your duodenum.
My duodenum?
Duodenum.
How's your duodenum doing?
Oh, it's doing
I heard it was fantastic. So Dan, you're saying it's in the backyard, so to speak. So if your liver would be in the front yard,
and taking up half of the front yard.
Yeah. And then, you have to go all the way around the corner into the back lanai area.
And there's a little shed.
To get the shed.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Big difference.
Spleen. And here's the liver. They are on opposite sides of the body. You can also see the liver is much larger. The dead patient's family shot this video.
So Dan, if you're the doctor and you are doing, how can you even get a liver out of a laparoscopic hole? Meaning, to me, laparoscopic.
You have to deliver it. Exactly. It's going to have to be a big ass hole to get that thing out. Or a spleen can come out through something that may be 2 inches.
Right,
but the liver would take 6 inches at least.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, just based on how big the incision has to be to remove what you're taking.
Do you take the whole liver? Do you take part of the liver? I don't
know.
Of the body. They set it to Mariah Carey's song, Hero.
And then a hero. All right, I don't want to get a copyright violation. Let me see here.
And an extraordinary development that experts call exceptionally rare. The surgeon.
Look, he's already in the jumpsuit. They've already arrested him.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Dr.
there's body cam
Thomas
of him.
Sheknovsky.
Guns pulled.
They pulled the guns on him?
Yeah. Traffic stop.
He has been.
Can you get it for me if you got it?
I'm sending it to you right now.
Indicted on a charge of second-degree manslaughter.
He basically knew that he had taken out Mr. Bryan's liver, but hoped that he could report it differently and hoped that he could get away with this.
What was your reaction?
Oh, so Dan, here's the deal. Here's where kind of the kabuki stuff, instead of immediately knowing you made a mistake and start, doing whatever you could. I don't think you can save a guy at that point, but you can at least
do a liver transplant, or you can put the liver back in. A liver transplant is, you take out the liver from one person, you put it back in. So he literally.
But wouldn't he have damaged it with?
Not necessarily. He could have arguably put that liver right back in.
But instead, he tries to pencil whip it and say that
the liver could live for probably 12 to 24 hours without blood.
Really?
Yeah.
But instead, Dan, he tried to pencil whip it and lie about it, and cover it up, and that's why they probably got him.
Mm-hmm.
Action to hearing that Dr. Sheknovsky.
Can you imagine if your 70-year-old husband and you're 70, however, you guys have been married, since the 30s, and you're there, just having it's my understanding, Dan, that a spleen removal isn't like, brain surgery or heart surgery. Like a spleen removal,
it's under an hour usually.
I'm saying it's not. I don't want to say not that big a deal, but it's kind of not that big a deal.
No, it's not.
In the overall, real sketchy things you can be doing,
right? You just
medically.
identify the splenic artery and vein, and there's only one major vessel going to it.
Yeah, and go in there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just, waiting in the waiting room because, obviously there's some risks when anybody goes under.
But the spleen doesn't have this little thing called a gallbladder attached to it. It doesn't have all these biliary ducts and this massive vasculature.
Listen, there's some families that are sitting outside the waiting room, and it's a real sketchy, let me, for instance, and God bless his little soul, Pedro, the pool guy who's going through major brain surgery and things like that. When your loved ones are in the waiting room, the doctor comes out and tells you, hey, listen, this is a very high-risk surgery. Be prepared. There's blah, 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 blah. But, I don't think they necessarily have that, this is a really, 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 really intense situation for just a spleen removal.
Right, that'd be like taking out, going in to take out a pituitary gland and taking out the whole cerebellum in the back of your head.
Whatever Dan just said, sure.
It doesn't make sense.
Sounds like one was little, and the other one is you take your brain taken out.
Right, you're done without the cerebellum.
I think that's what happened to us in one of our various surgeries we've had. We've had partial, like the scarecrow on the Wizard of Oz. We've had the portion of our smart part of our brains taken away. It's a wonder we can even put a show together. Let me, as stupid as you and I are.
I know.
I'm saying.
Well, that's why we got Dr. Dan and Macho.
Right.
Was indicted.
I was so relieved.
All right, I can't play that because I get a copyright.
His lawyer says in addition to the criminal charges, they are also suing the surgeon. He denies any wrongdoing, saying the spleen and liver were in abnormal places within the patient's body.
Now, that's a lie, ain't it, Dan?
No.
Really?
You can have reversal of the organs.
Well, now, what do you mean?
Well, the whole body is like backwards, like a mirror image.
Now, hold on. How does that happen? And two, how common is it?
It's super rare, and you can blame God.
That God put your
sometimes
spleen
people reversed. Yeah, the whole body is reversed.
I mean, but in an autopsy, they're going to probably be able to determine if that guy had that condition or not. Are they not?
Right, absolutely in an autopsy, and even so, one's small, one's big. They look different. They have different vasculature. They have different connections. I mean, you should be able to tell the difference between a spleen and a liver.
Dan, if you're a doctor and you're a surgeon.
Right, a surgeon, a belly surgeon.
This is not a guy that, a podiatrist or, a dentist or, nothing. This is a surgeon. So wouldn't you even, now I'm going to be very rudimentary in what I say here, but isn't the piping even different as to how the liver's piped compared to how the spleen's piped?
Completely different.
Right. One's got probably some pretty big piping, and the other one probably doesn't have such big piping.
No, the portal vein that goes to the liver is giant. The inferior vena cava comes right up the back of the liver.
Yeah, Larry, let me the inferior vena cava.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So, Lummy, this is where they arrest a guy?
Yeah. Guns out.
Police body cam shows the arrest of Florida surgeon accused of removing a wrong organ from a patient, killing him on the operating table. Now, hold on. Don't you think this is
3 to 4 squad cars? Walton County doesn't mess around.
I got to think
he's armed. He had a gun.
Oh,
that's why
he did.
He had to have. There's no way they would remove him like this.
I'm just saying,
he had to have a permit. They knew he had a gun with him.
All right, so still, I mean, listen, he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there should come a little decorum with arresting a doctor.
No, John, he did not have one. It was they said a felony stop requires guns drawn.
I don't agree with that at all.
That's ridiculous.
Listen. He's an idiot. He probably deserves to be convicted or tried on at least a fair trial on what they're trying him for.
He absolutely deserves a fair trial.
Absolutely. He deserves a fair trial to tell his side of the story. They need to do some autopsy to see if the guy had reverse organ willy. But do you need to actually, I mean, the guy is he's still a doctor. Give him some. Now you shouldn't get the respect of a doctor in good standing.
You should get more respect than a homeless guy that raped another homeless guy.
You know what's even better? So he was operating his lift. So there was passengers in the back seat.
Oh, he
was driving Uber pretty much.
He's driving an Uber?
Well, because you know what? Well, I mean, he might have already been fired from.
Yeah.
This might have happened like a month ago. They're just now reporting it, and for the month, the hospital has to immediately fire him.
Yeah, but don't you think there's someplace in between doctor and Uber to fall?
Dan,
you got to fall all the way to the whole.
Dan, for your sake, let's hope not. I mean, let's hope so. For your sake, Dan, let's hope so. Just in case you'd get hemmed up on some stuff.
If I ever pick you up in an Uber world, Draw your gun and
Dan,
shoot me.
If you ever pick me up in an Uber, although it might be a cyber truck, I'm going to tell you to pull over. We have to talk.
Yes.
Okay?
I mean, at that point,
we're going to
please.
have, and you know, Dan, over our lifetime, whether it be me in duress or you, we've had some heart-to-heart talks before. We have. We've had some like brotherly, in tears talks. So Dan and I have had some heart-to-heart talks before. And Dan, that's going to be a heart-to-heart talk when you call me up and go, hey, Bubba, I don't know if I can come in on Monday because Sunday was a big Uber day for me, and I'm just real tuckered out.
Battery's not charged.
The Bucks had an away game, and yes, I used to stand on the sidelines as an assistant doctor, but now I'm taking Philadelphia Eagles fans back to the airport. So big day for me, buddy. I had a $300 Uber day. I'm going to say, Dan, you need to come. We need to burn a timeout, my friend.
Yeah. That's sad.
See, I'm just going to be honest with you, man. So this guy's in the middle of his Uber shift, right, Lummy?
Yes, he has passengers in the back seat.
How demoralizing.
As an agency, really? I mean, that's kind of... I mean, the guy's already... His life is ruined. His life is ruined. Like, his life is absolutely ruined, and I'm sure it was a mistake, but he'll have to pay for his mistake.
Yeah, I don't think he maliciously wanted to kill a 70-year-old guy by taking out the wrong organ.
But... nonetheless, Dan, he's going to be held accountable for what he did. He killed a human being with gross negligence, probably, correct? I mean, something like that.
That's the argument.
Yeah. So, do you need to really come out? I mean, look
More
at this.
insult.
This guy's got his gun pointed right to the guy's head.
It's a felony.
I think this is a little chicken shiz, to be honest with you. The body camera video obtained by NBC News shows officers handcuffing Dr. Thomas Shagnovsky over a year after the alleged incident. So, again, you can see, Dan, that he hasn't fled in a year. He's going to answer his charges. I don't know.
I'd be driving Uber in Europe right now.
Yeah, you'd be in Bora Bora right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I wonder what
name.
I wonder what from actually Tampa, Florida, where the furthest distance of a populated place that you can live would be. Would it be Fiji?
It's like that area, yes. Fiji, Australia. It's like 12-hour time zone difference.
Yeah. Like, isn't Fiji in between Australia and Hawaii?
Yeah.
Kind of in there.
Mm-hmm. Where I was in Indonesia was an 11-hour difference. So it was almost the opposite side.
Yeah. So fine, Dan. You know your way around Indonesia. Be going. Is Indonesia cool? Like, can you?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I'd be living, in Mantua. I'm not even gonna say it now, but
Dan, let's not hope that we're ever scratching
I'll be
together.
On some island off the coast of Indonesia. Look for me, bitch.
They call a meeting. Stephen calls an all heads of the family meeting, and Fabrizi's there, Jimmy's there, Bubba's there. Tom Bean's there, and we all have to come together with a Dan's leaving the country fund, so we all got to scratch up like $5 or $10 to get to Dan so that he can live in Fiji for the rest of his life because he put a boob job on a woman's back and killed her.
Yeah, it's just not happening. I mean, and by the way, it's like you'll never find me.
No. Well, let's just hope that we don't have to have that conversation, Dan, please. Anyway,
I'll be in Gaza.
Here's the deal, man. Like the guy, this happened over a year ago, and he's certainly not a flight risk if he's sticking around the community and he's trying to drive Uber to make a living. Do you really have to? And so finally it goes through the judicial system where they charge him with these charges, which means there's probably a warrant for his arrest. Don't you think, Dan? And usually if they will give you some ounce of respect if you're
call your lawyer, turn yourself in.
Exactly. So they call your equivalent to Kevin Hazlett because it's criminal, right?
Right.
Said, hey, Kevin, call your client, and he's got till 6:00 today to turn himself in.
Right.
After that, we're going to put a bench warrant out for him, and we're going to go looking for him.
Right.
Kevin calls him up or whoever. Hey, listen, but you got to turn yourself in. I can go with you. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, drop off your last ride. Let's go.
Yeah, drop off your last ride. Terminate the ride, and
Brent.
People in the vehicle and giving them a ride. Okay. We'll do that in a minute. Okay. Okay. Yes. Other people in there. Yes. Another one in there.
He's being polite and cooperative.
Yeah, absolutely is. I mean, there's really at this point, there's no
wiggle room.
Well, yeah, I mean, I mean, it isn't like anything you can say can get you out of this spot right now, right?
You can't go like call your supervisor.
Yeah, no. I want your
I'm a
badge
sovereign
number.
citizen.
Badge number and supervisor. I was just traveling freely.
Exactly.
I'm a traveler. You know, all those Solvent Nation, idiots. I'm a traveler. I don't have to identify myself. I don't have any tags on my
There's
car.
no reasonable identifiable suspicion.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there is, dude. We got a warrant.
It looks like during the surgery he switched it up and did an open. I guess he opened them up.
Oh, so he went from laparoscopic
But
to
at that point, you got to realize, come on, it's open. I got a liver here. It's 3/4 of the way out. Maybe I should start putting it back in.
Well, no, I guess what happens is that they said he opened it up. He didn't tell anyone why he did that. The colon burst out of the abdominal cavity. He tried to staple it back down. But I guess blood started pouring in and like flooded the whole
God.
cavity.
What a disaster.
Didn't
So this
ask
guy's
for suction or clamp. The nurses started doing, I guess, CPR, and then he pulled out the liver and said that he got the spleen. And then told him to stitch it back up.
So Dan,
that's like saying I got a turtle. I mean, because I think I got. Look at this fish, and it's a turtle. It's not a fish, dude. There's no tail. There's no gills.
Be
It's
like
a
if we
freaking
were
turtle,
out
you
fishing,
dumbass.
you're out fishing, and I reeled in this big snapper turtle. I go, Dan, look at the grouper I got.
It's not a grouper, Bubba.
Yes,
It's a turtle.
it is. Dan, it's a grouper.
It's a turtle.
It's a grouper. I saw a picture. This is a grouper. We're gonna have some good grouper tonight.
You are a dumbass. That's a turtle.
No, it's not. It's a Goliath grouper, Danny.
It's a Goliath turtle.
Oh my God! I saw this yesterday.
Did you
and
measure it? Is it the
so
right
listen,
length?
I actually this goes back
Step
to
on
you,
it.
Dan, because of Sophia, and when she first started to drive, she got into a little fender bender or a little something, and then she got all kabukied out on it. But and responsible parents, you get your kid that turns 15 a learner's permit, and then you start working with the kid. You start working with them in the neighborhood, places, maybe in the Walmart parking lot on a Sunday, or maybe, just
Dale Mabry and Kennedy, rush hour?
No.
Oh.
No, Danny.
Is that a mistake?
No. So you start working with the kid, and you start with just by simply, okay, put your right foot on the brake. Now grab the gear selector, put that down in D. Well, first let's put it in R, and we're going to back up. You're going to, keep your foot on the brake. You're going to look both directions. You're going to look in your rearview mirror, and we're going to back up slowly. Okay, now come to a full stop. Now put it in D. Now let's go forward. Now let's go up to this stop sign. Let's make a complete stop. Turn your turn signal on because we're going to make a right. Okay, look both directions. They don't do the notorious California roll like we do, and then make a right. You start driving through the neighborhood. The kid gets acclimated on what the pedals are, where your speedometer and gas indicator and all that. But it requires parents spending some time with your soon-to-be, young licensed driver.
Right.
It does. You don't just
throw them in a car and say, here.
Right. Because more than ever, kids don't know how. Like, listen, when I got my first skill set of learning how to drive something on my dad's lawnmower. Now, even just driving the Ryder lawnmower around taught me how to turn and maneuver around objects and be mindful of the blades, and they might hit something, and stuff like that. That teaches you some hand-eye coordinations with steering, and then of course we had go-karts and golf carts and four-wheelers and things like that. So by the time I was 15, and I'd worked at the Warsaw Park Department moving tractors and things like that. So, I build up. I was really, really good. Now, my son, on the other end, he started driving a race car at 3. So by the time my son was 9, he was driving, 600 horsepower open wheel modifieds. But, that's obviously the other end of the spectrum. This next video I'm going to play, I'm going to go to words, and then we're going to come back with it. It actually comes from a driving instructor in Detroit, and this girl is, I'm assuming they still do, driving instructions with the.
It's like a private instructor that you get so that the person is ready for the exam. Sophia had this for a while.
Yeah. So wait till you see. I mean, we're really in trouble.
Oh no.
And this just I can't even really explain it. Now, how good is Sophia? Does she got her driver's license and she's full good now? Like she can take the car to her girlfriend's house and you don't have anything to worry about, or are you still, a little nervous on her skill set?
She has her license, and I'm still petrified on her skill set.
Okay.
She doesn't like driving. Now, Danny, like Tyler, he drove go-karts to the point where he won a championship. I mean, the kid can drive.
Right.
And he's going to get his restricted at 15 in one day. And then he's going to get his regular license. He's going to be great.
You have no idea by putting him in a go-kart at 12 or whatever age he was, that in itself will put him right where he needs to be. Car control, spatial awareness, that in itself, just being able to race around others.
3 wide in a turn. The guy knows how to keep his line.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? He knows how to manage a car.
He knows how to pull into pits. He knows how to brake. He knows how to
pay attention to other stuff besides the guy in front of you. You know what I mean? See how your eyes, your peripheral vision gets bigger the more experienced you get. When you first start doing any skill set, you have tunnel vision. You're just looking at what's directly in front of you, and then as you get more comfortable with it, you get that situational and spatial awareness.
Wait till you see this. It's just, it's almost so bad that you think it might be fake. Like it might. There's no way that somebody's this stupid.
There's no way someone took out the wrong organ.
True.
He's calling shenanigans on the D. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
No canned water, but we should get it today or tomorrow. I ordered it.
Are we gonna get a buy from these guys?
Huh?
Are we gonna get a buy from these guys?
Yeah, end of the month or beginning of the month. They sent us more products.
No fucking. Do we have any water?
Yeah, I got water.
Do we have bottled water?
Yeah.
Can you get me 2?
Yep.
If we got them. If you don't worry about it.
I got it.
I'm going to do GPC cabling.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Other one's in the fridge.
You sure these aren't Macho Man's?
No, we got free ones too. From GPZ.
Oh man, thank you.
They sent us bottles of water.
Should we go through so much water here?
You alright? You want to lay down and give you a little bit.
What's wrong with Danny?
No, that's just my right hammy's spasming.
Your right hand? Let me look at it.
My right hammy.
You need some potassium or you need a banana or some magnesium pills.
Yeah, probably.
Here.
Just my
Lay down.
You got a banana?
That's gonna be on video. You like rubbing me? Don't really want that. Huh? You got a banana?
No, but we need to get one.
Maybe. I don't know why.
I mean.
God damn. Oh. Subgroup ellipse. Zat. T-zat. Zat to zat. Looks like an unreal fart. Kenny Powers. Isadora. Carlton. Pippi. Nats fan. Chop it up. Jack of no. Black Iron Cali. Inserve. Kona. Sup? Mad Mike. New York Greg, Dirt Merchant, Bashak, Ziggy. Greg, Organic Gene, Bob Cook, F-16 Khrushchev, Mad Mike. OG Balls to Chin, John K. Steel Center, Year 5.
I give you, you're naked. I give you a shot. Now you don't even trust me giving you a hamstring massage.
Strange Clouds Vapor and Smoke Shop, your one-stop destination for all the good stuff. They've got Nick Vapes, delicious edibles and THC products. Also a wide selection of kratom and kava, killer glass pipe selection, and fresh incense to set the mood, all at the best prices. Full kratom and kava bars and relaxing lounges located at each one of their locations. Bay Pines, Largo, Clearwater, Palm Harbor. Mention Bubba Army and get 15% off your entire purchase. Strange Clouds Vapor and Smoke Shop. Come get lifted on good vibes. 4 locations serving the Tampa Bay area or online at shopstrangeclouds.com.
There's nothing sexy or glamorous about this broadcast. Just press play.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Oh, Lummy, we're number 3 now on tubetv.com when you go to the front page. We're number 3. We got Tales from the Crypt at number 1, Ben Kilner at number 2, and Video Killed the Radio Star at number 3. We've dropped one.
Oh, no.
Come on, Bubba Army. Especially this weekend. I know it's only Tuesday, but as you're planning this weekend, try to get that in for me. If you could. Go to Tubi and just type in, it could be on a recommendation page, or it could be one of the very front page, part of the rotators. Currently, it's number 3. But just go to the search engine, and as soon as you type VID, because it's been searched so many times, it comes up as the first thing. It comes in a 3-part series. It'll really, if you listen to the show and follow the show, and you hear me at nauseum talk about the Hogan sex tape and just how much it screwed me and just how unfair it was and how it went down, and I'm really the only person that it benefited. I'm sorry, that it directly killed. A lot of people benefited from it. Hogan made about $65 million from it. I lost my job. Mike Calta took my job, and Spice Boy walked away free and clear. But it'll lay it all out.
Is he doing Uber now? What's he doing?
No, he's been with iHeartRadio for like 15 years, doing internal sales supposedly. But anyway, Video Killed the Radio Star. It's currently the number 3 rotator on the top page. Appreciate it if you could watch it and sit through the little commercials there. It's a nice little break for you to go pee, get something to drink, check your phone, what have you. This actually comes from... you can tell that it's taped from the perspective of the passenger seat. It looks to be a Tesla. Boy, Dan, I'd be getting a little bit more junkier of a car than a high dollar Tesla to be having first. I'd be getting like a 2015 Toyota Camry or something like that. Reliable, but not necessarily catastrophic if they total it.
Yeah, the last thing this girl needs is a brand new Tesla with white seats.
Exactly. The most confused student I've ever trained to drive. Now, this comes from the driving instructor, meaning this isn't like somebody that's trying to create a viral moment and they tell their 16, 15-year-old to get in the driver's seat and act as stupid as they possibly can so we can go viral. This actually comes from the driving instructor. This is today's youth that potentially can be on the road here in about a year. This woman, if she continues, she potentially could have her driver's license. I don't know if she's 15 or she's. Dan, it's my understanding that you got to be 16 to even have the guy ride beside you.
Oh no! You could be 15 if you have a restricted license with an instructor. You could be 15.
Okay, so
she's not taking her test. She's taking just like she's learning how to drive.
Exactly.
This isn't the driving test.
We don't really know how old because some kids wait till they're 18 to do this.
It's hard to age when you're wearing a wig.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a wig or not. Here we go.
I'm confused.
That's her real hair.
Show me your left foot.
This is my left foot.
Which one?
This one.
That's your left foot?
I mean, this my. Wait, I'm trying to see which one I write with.
Yes, folks. These are the folks I got to teach how to drive. The ones that still got to think about what hand they write with to understand which is left and right. Let's start this from the beginning. New drivers, pay attention. Put on the pedal.
This the pedal, right?
Yes, but what are you doing with the left foot?
Huh?
What you doing with your left
Nothing.
foot?
I'm trying to make sure they right.
Don't even put that one over there. We only use that right. Move that left one over. You scaring me.
Okay.
Put the right one through the middle of the brake. That is your left foot, sweetheart. Yeah.
The only people that need to drive with 2 feet are those that have a manual transmission or race car drivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you have a standard automatic transmission, you shouldn't be driving with your left foot. I mean, you shouldn't be braking with your left foot. Unless, again, you're on a drifting expedition or you're in Sebring and you got a race car and you got to feather the throttle and the brake and sometimes heel to toe gimmick. But that's a whole nother deal in itself. So
yeah, unless there's a clutch or you're in a racetrack.
Yeah, there's no.
Your left foot should be on that little thing all the way over to the left, resting.
Doesn't matter
taking a nap.
Doesn't matter where it's at. It's just nowhere near the brake.
Okay. I'm just making sure. This is my first time driving.
You ain't drove before?
No. I told you that.
Oh, okay. I get it.
My first time ever practicing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this is going to be good for you. Put your big toe through the center of the brake pedal. The brake pedal is to the left. That's the gas pedal. Move your foot to the left. Sweetheart, move the left foot over. We're never putting the left foot on any of the pedals.
Okay, so this one. Or this one. It's this one, right?
Yes. You keep.
That's what I asked you the first time.
No, yes, but on the left pedal.
All right here. I'm confused.
Okay. Move your feet back.
I'd get out of the car. I'm like, I cannot teach this person. I mean, there has to just be a certain level of intellect for you to, it has to have a baseline of intellect for you to just get into car, strap up, and get ready to go.
This is the brake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gas.
That's the gas.
I want
Here's
you
the
to
problem,
put your
Bubba.
right.
She's driving, approaching an intersection, has to hit the brake, and she doesn't know what to do.
No. Exactly.
Foot through the center of the brake pedal. Right foot, brake pedal. That is the gas. Sir.
Okay, so this one.
Why do you keep putting your left foot on it? You're not under.
I'm confused.
Show me your left foot.
This is my left foot.
Which one?
This one.
That's your left foot?
I mean, this my. Wait, I'm trying to see which one I write with. This my left. This my right.
Okay.
Yeah.
She here. Just get in the back. We're gonna start in a minute.
Yeah, we need to burn a timeout on this deal. Now, fundamentally, are we just missing the ball on just rudimentary training or rudimentary learning in our educational system so that a person of that age just can't blurt out quickly which one is their right and left foot? Like, are we that stupid? I mean, like, are we just glad handing these kids to the next grade because, we used to be held accountable, and if you didn't learn certain things, they kept you back. Like, they held you back. Or do we just want to expedite these people through the educational system that we don't when a looks to be 15 to 17-year-old girl doesn't know which foot is right or left, we just keep pushing her along?
No child left behind.
Yeah.
She's a 15-year-old, and it's pathetic to watch. I mean, it is really sad to watch. And she has no fundamental knowledge.
No, not even fundamentally which foot is which and where it fundamentally goes. Meaning like, okay, right foot is going to do all of the pedals, both brake and gas or accelerator. And that left foot is nowhere to be found. Keep it over there. Do not bring it over here. And you're going to brake with your right foot, and you're also going to accelerate with your right foot.
I mean, dogs know the difference between left and right.
Well, I think they do. So, in my opinion, man, the WNBA is on an absolute crash course. I mean, a crash landing.
It's like JFK Jr.'s driving it.
I mean, they're headed to Dallas, and the bubble top's off, and they're getting ready to make a left in front of the book depository.
Yeah, they're taking the liver out by accident.
Yeah,
it's shameful.
And it's like, I know the WNBA. Let me, you help me here, but I think the WNBA is somewhat funded by the NBA.
They are, yes.
They were originally subsidized entirely by them, right?
Yeah, they still are.
I think they still are. They're subsidized entirely by the NBA. Meaning the owners of the NBA franchises and the board of regents and the governors and the just all the people that are in charge of the NBA, at the end of the day, make the executive decisions for what happens in the WNBA, and the most important person in the WNBA is the commissioner. Now, the league goes by the way of the commissioner. If the commissioner has instilled various things and talked to referees about not trying to...
Policy.
Yeah.
The commissioner defines policy.
Exactly. Included but not limited to... I mean, so I'm just going to start with, I got 1, 2, 3, I think I got four different pieces of things to play as to why I think the WNBA is absolutely done. And this woman right here, Caitlin Clark, should be signing with a European team after this season and let the WNBA crash out. She should sign a 3-year deal, do 3 years in Europe. I know they can make about $3, $4, $5 million a year over there, and let this cesspool of ideas and leadership crash, because this is the person that has enabled the WNBA, the W as they so gracefully call it. The W, because of this woman, is why I and millions of other men like myself who never watched one game of the W prior now really at least seeks after when the Indiana Fever play. And
if I had a European female franchise, I would build my team around Caitlin Clark and Sophia Cunningham, because between the two of them, they're the two hottest women in WNBA basketball right now, and you could build an entire league around those two women.
And so the WNBA have absolutely shown a double Steve Austin type tall man to this woman right here, which is why they got a big TV deal, which is why the W is as financially healthy as it is, because they used to put $2,500 to $4,000 at the most in a arena to watch these people 4 years ago. And when this woman came to the league, they started selling out venues at 17.5 and 18,000. Now the Indiana Fever average about 14 to 15 because the newness is kind of worn off a little bit, and she's been hurt a lot because the WNBA has allowed people to absolutely butcher her and flagrant foul her. And
Bubba, are her injuries, most of her injuries, because of her fouls?
Yeah.
Are they? They're not just like strains, just from like
No, I think most of them is just because she gets hacked and slammed. It's back injuries, and I don't know that a woman that's 23, 24 years old and is in really good shape in athletics starts developing back injuries.
When she's getting knocked down all the time.
If she's not getting knocked down all the time.
Right.
Well, here's my path down. The WNBA can absolutely pack sand, and this big nose bitch right here needs to go. Like, this bitch needs to go. Now, supposedly, this is the commissioner of the WNBA, and her contract ends at the end of this year. And if everything that happens in the W is at her direction, then let me take you down this trek. One, the WNBA refused to wear the patriotic USA 250 patches during the All-Star game on Saturday, becoming the only major American pro sport to reject the patch. That in itself had to be a commissioner call, and if Major League Baseball did it, and everybody else that has had an all-star game did it, why wouldn't you? It just shows you how woke you really, really are, and how in the hell can you be that disrespectful to the country that are now making millionaires out of these girls when the highest salary used to be $97,000 and now the highest salary can be $1.7 million because of this particular woman, and you're not going to wear the American 250 badge. That's
asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And you're letting a bunch of woke ass bitches run this league. Instead of you, as the commissioner, taking control, leading by example, you're letting all these woke ass bitches run the show. Secondly, one of the people that you promote and think is all that. By the way, this video did get taken down. Angel Reese was trying to show everybody her shooting form from the 3-point line, and she ended up having to take this down because everybody that knows anything, I'm going to tell you something. My 60-year-old T-Rex arms, blown out rotator cuff, 45 BMI count could shoot better than this.
Do you know why the reason why? Because they came out and said why they didn't do the 250.
No, why don't you tell me?
So the treasurer of the league said they changed their mind because the vast majority of people in America would not have been free 250 years ago.
Oh, so they're getting going. You know what? They're the most racially divided. Let African Americans run the show, and that is wrong.
She emphasized the league consists of more than 70% black women.
So you're going to not put a patch on because there's a percentage of the 70% of African Americans that make up the W would not have been able to be free 250 years ago. That's what we're going with? Mm-hmm. Strike two on that big-nosed commissioner bitch. My Lord. I mean, like, I wouldn't even... That's... Not giving any explanation would have been better than that one. We're not going to put the 250. America turns 250 years old today, and we're celebrating, not today, but this year, and we're celebrating our country's 250th anniversary of breaking away from Great Britain and being free and, the greatest country on earth, because 70% of our players are African American, and had they been around 200, I mean, that's a pretty large jump. Had they been around for 250 years ago, they wouldn't have been free. Are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, I think all of our ancestors at one time might have been enslaved. I mean, isn't there statistically, Dan, I think maybe you're the one that brought it up, I think that over the course of the world, there's been more white people of white pigmentation that have been enslaved than African Americans?
Yes, not by the United States, but the United States essentially enslaved the Irish before the blacks.
I'm talking about pigmentation.
Yes.
With regards to what your skin color is, I think over the course of time, there's been more...
Half the Middle East has been a slave at any given time. The Greeks were slaves to the Romans.
And why are we still playing? Why are we still playing slave games? Why are we still even bringing that up? Why is that still a thing? Nobody's enslaved now. Nobody that we know ever owned slaves. My family came from the North, so we never owned slaves. I mean, like, why are we even playing the slave game? Like, why? That's stupid. Anyway, here's Angel Reese, and she was trying to show everybody her unbelievable three-point form. And
Kamala Harris's family owned slaves, right?
I guess. I guess.
Was it Kamala?
Kamala Harris's family owned slaves, I believe. Her father in Jamaica.
Hey, Alexa, did Kamala Harris's family own slaves?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah.
And that girl from The View. Didn't her family own slaves?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Anyway, I want to show you guys, like, even if you don't know anything about basketball, even if you're just a weekend warrior and you can shoot a few hoops with your kid, even if you're a weekend warrior and you play organized basketball with your friends, you're just playing horse.
But yes, Kamala
and pig.
Did.
Let me give me the
Kamala
report.
Harris did. It traces back in her lineage that a Jamaican-owned slave owner was her great-grandfather.
Great. That's great. I'm tired of the slave game. And when the WNBA says the reason we're not going to put the 250 patch on is because there was a portion, 70% of our players are African Americans, and they wouldn't have been free 250 years ago. So here is Angel Reese, who the league just absolutely loves and will do anything for her. And she decided this is her own social media. She wanted to show everybody how good of a shot she was from three-point land. And I think after this was up for a couple hours, and the comments were like, listen, my 7-year-old can shoot better than that. And you can look at a person's form, and notice, Lummy, when I play this video, they never show where the ball goes. They just show her form. I think she misses every one of them.
Well, you don't hear that net going with every basket.
But here's the deal. Like, you look at this girl's form and you're like, I've seen better form on girls that are playing 6th grade basketball.
Mm-hmm. I bet you that chick that couldn't drive the Tesla can throw better than this.
Watch this. I mean, like, what? Have you seen this, Lummy?
Yes.
Watch this. I mean, that's push. First of all, that's pushing the ball. That's like, if you know anything about, if you've ever been coached up by a person that really knows how to shoot, that's you're not supposed to push the ball.
Supposed to roll off your fingers.
You're supposed to use your leverage of it over your head or in front of your head and flick it. Not used. Your hand is supposed to be more of a flicker and less of a plunger. Watch this. By the way, I haven't heard a swish yet.
Brick.
I need numbers.
Wow. And so after 2 hours, they took it down. Reminder that Angel Reese actually had somebody film and post this, and she got absolutely destroyed on social media, having somebody say the worst shooting form imaginable, and made them delete it. And so there you go. And then here is, so during the All-Star game, Caitlin Clark continues to get snubbed. During the All-Star game, the WNBA announces they're going to do this new documentary. It's a 6-part, ESPN's announcement for its new 6-part docuseries, Life in the W. Being the central to the league's record. And by the way, so it's all about the league's record attendance, viewership, and media buzz. That's what this 6-part docuseries produced by ESPN called Life in the W is about. It's about the league's record attendance, viewership, and social media buzz. Now, if that's what it's about, how do you not cover the person that has created every portion of that? Instead, they follow Aja Wilson, is it Nafisa? Nafisa Collier, and Dewana Bonner. I'm assuming all three are African Americans.
Aja, Defina, and Dewana.
They follow these three around as part of this 6-part docuseries and never once cover Caitlin Clark.
People kind of sweep us under the rug.
Bonner, 3 ball. They call her fadeaway fee. Asia flips it, makes him pay.
You don't even know, like, this is my livelihood. I do this for a living.
3-time MVP.
For us to win it all, I need to perform.
I love you. Well, she's worthy.
It's going to look like it's easy.
No, I think all of them are worthy.
3-time MVP? I think she's worthy.
I think all of them are worthy. I think that all 3 of these, though, Dan, don't have anything to do with record viewership, don't have anything to do with TV, the new TV deal, don't have anything to do with the new social media buzz. That if she's the 3-time MVP, then she's had 3 years prior to Caitlin Clark to make this league what it's become today. Right?
Right.
I mean, if they're going with the all-time greatest players, then yes, 3-time MVP is in play, and probably the 3-time MVP of the league is in play if you're going to go ahead and again, your record attendance. She's had her years to get record attendance. Under her tutelage, in her 3 MVPs, I don't think they were setting records in viewership, attendance, and or media buzz. Correct? I mean, like...
No.
So the person, if they're going to build this docuseries on, let me again make sure I get it right, the league's record attendance, viewership, and social media buzz. Well, if you do these 3 players that were all pre-Caitlin Clark, haven't they had, when they were at their highest, they were putting 4,000 people in asses in the seats?
But it is not.
This year, I've come in with a mission.
Collier comes up with a steal.
And anger is a great motivator.
You would think playing 17 years in the league, you would be set for life, but I'm not. In my mind,
this woman's been in the league for 17 years. She's had 17 years to create record viewership, right? She's had 17 years to create social media buzz. She's had 17 years to have record attendance. She hasn't. She's part of the old regime that needed a woman named Caitlin Clark to establish all of that. Mm-hmm. And you're going to completely gloss over the person that's done this. It would be like doing a NBA docuseries in 1980, which would have been Larry Bird and Magic Johnson's first year as rookies. Larry Bird won Rookie of the Year. Oh, I think somebody else won Rookie of the Year, didn't they, Lummy?
Yes, they did.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And so it would have been like 1983, 3 years into Larry and Magic coming into the NBA, saving the NBA, and them doing a docuseries on Dr. J, Daryl Dawkins, and some other African-American man that was Clyde Drexler. No, those guys were all good. Yeah, Dr. J is one of the greatest, but the league wasn't resurrected on those 3. You'd have to put Magic and Larry in there. And not putting Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham in here? Is it a white and black thing? Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and rewind to the last thing we just talked about and how that the commissioner says we're not going to put the American 250 patch on because 70% of our players would have been enslaved back then. Now we go to the 6-part docuseries by ESPN, and it's 3 African-American girls, no white girls. 2 white girls are pretty much instrumental on why you're able to do this docuseries.
mine, I'm just like, what am I going
am I the only one that's going to, step up and say it?
to do next?
We're in a CBA year. About 85% of the league is free agents.
2026 is going to be one for the books.
You want to say hi to your best friend?
Basketball is life-changing, but is it worth missing your family?
Has this happened in any other sport where you're expanding this rapidly?
No, wish that I lose so I can come home.
It's going to be like mass chaos.
Boom, right there. Life in the W with these 3 women. Now, I'm sure that these 3 women are worthy. Very much so. But I think you're missing the ball on a couple others. If you can do 3, you can do 5. Right?
You would think.
You can do. Listen, it's a 6-part series. Why don't you do one? Why don't you dedicate one series to one person? Each 3 of these have their own episodes. Caitlin's got her episode, and Sophie's got her own. Right?
Be probably more interesting.
probably be more well perceived. And this is the old hag. This is the commissioner. And this is the woman that's calling all the shots. And this is the woman that won't allow the American 250 patch. And this is the woman that's allowing Caitlin Clark to get flagrantly fouled. And this is the woman that has not corralled up the referees and said we need to start calling a stricter game. And this is the woman that it has allowed ESPN to do a 6-part docuseries and not mention Caitlin Clark. This is the woman that when the WNBA did a 30-year poster, did not put Caitlin Clark on it. I mean, is it me or is Caitlin Clark really getting screwed over here?
It seems
misconception people have about being a league commissioner. How hard we all work. By the way, and
in
how
her mouth? Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what's in her mouth.
great it's been over the last few years to grow the league.
Oh, you mean, hold on. How great it's been over the last few years? Okay.
The league commissioner.
And prior to the last few years, what's the difference between 3 or 4 years ago and now? The reason why it may have grown. Everybody knows. I mean, statistically it shows. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose of the W.
It's true, Bubba, and everyone's it's funny because it's so obvious, and they won't admit it.
They will not,
and they are all getting paid because of her. And like you've said, Bubba, if I were her, I'd be hightailing it to Europe. I would take Sophia Cunningham with me, and insist on a package deal, and I would build an entire league around those two, because no one cares about anyone else.
They don't care
except for those
listen,
two.
Here in the States, the league that she helped resurrect does not care, and in most instances snub her when they can. And it seems like they only care about African American players. They do not care
and lesbians
and African American players. Well, the lesbian deal I can deal with.
Yeah, but apparently there's a massive percentage of them are lesbians.
Commissioner.
That's okay. That's all right.
That's all
how
right.
hard we all
No
work.
carpet
By the way,
safe.
and how great it's been over the last few years to grow the league exponentially, be in this hyper-growth mode.
Why are you in the hyper-growth mode? The only thing that's hyper-growth is that big mole on your right side of your chin. That's hyper-growth.
Don't see that there's a real strategy behind the business. And
The strategy is you drafted this chick from Iowa to the Indiana Fever.
and that you have to execute on that strategy. I think a lot of people don't understand how hard that was, because when I first joined, we hit the pandemic and we had no people and no capital, and then we raised capital. We hired a great team. People don't realize we have such a great team.
You mean you raised capital by putting in, instead of 4,500 people at the Game Bridge, wherever the Pacers play, when the Fever would, prior to Caitlin Clark, put 4,000 in there, and then they hired. Then Caitlin Clark comes around and they're selling out the place at 18.5. That's not a capital infusion from investors, my friend.
Team at the W. I think now it's like strategy. So the off season, everyone thinks, oh, you take off. No, it's really strategic, because you have to figure out where to invest for the next year. So we'll be talking about some of that, throughout All-Star Weekend, how we're thinking of investing, whether it's global, whether it's in technology, officiating, things like that. I don't think they realize how hard you actually work.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, bitch. All right, when we return, Vita Vea for the Bucks. He wants a new deal.
No, big surprise.
But he's probably getting underpaid, right?
No, he's on a massive deal right now.
18
million.
He's on a big deal right now, and they're like, man, dude, you're on a big deal right now. You're an $18 to $20 million defensive lineman. Now, granted, the upper echelon.
He's in his final year of his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think his final year is $18 million.
Yes.
So it's not like Danny's in the final year of a $4 million deal, and he's an $18 million guy. He's in the final year of his $18 million, and he wants to think that he's a $25 to $30 million guy.
Well, he probably would be on a future contract, wouldn't he? What's the best nose tackle getting paid in the NFL?
Probably $25 million.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be being a dick now. You still got a whole year left. Anyway, he's pissed off. The Shanahan head coach of the Niners got into a bad car wreck. Did you see that?
Yeah, and they kept it under wraps for 2-3 weeks.
And Tony Romo got picked up for DUI in Milwaukee. And they're saying that I don't think that's going to jeopardize his CBS deal.
No, it shouldn't.
He's on Coronas every game. They know what he's on.
Don't chalk up their behavior to being crazy rednecks.
Yeah, think about that.
They're just totally insane. Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
It's a wonder that when's Tristan's deal's up?
He just signed. I think he's got a couple years left.
All right, so we're gonna go through that sports stuff, and then we'll tease Fauci. Okay?
Perfect.
I'm gonna piss.
I know you can't say much about the Glazers, but I mean, they fucking just. The worst thing they could have done is bought the fucking Manchester.
Oh, that made them uber wealthy.
Yeah, then they sold it. Now they don't even reinvest in them.
They sold it?
Well, they sold like a majority share. They're not.
They got all the money back? And plus?
Yeah. Like, no, they still own a small percentage.
But they already got their investment back plus profit.
I mean,
I really like watching videos of Sophia Cunningham like fighting back for Caitlin Clark. Those videos make me smile.
What's up there, Richard? Let's see, boys.
Thank you for locking that door, Dan. I like to lock that door. I know you've been locking it. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Just so nobody would just.
By accident.
Just, yeah. Now, Dan, does Fauci have forever immunity?
Federal.
Federal.
Not state.
Yeah, but also couldn't they say because if he lied, right? Or is it he lied before?
I'd like to read how his immunity was written.
It looks like the Glazers, if you look in Manchester U, they never invested any of their own money into the team. All they did was they put the team in like debt to pay for everything.
And then we got the John Cena hair gimmick. And Dan, I'm assuming this is the same hair shit that you do. Identical.
It is.
All right, so that's why I want to talk about,
okay.
You know, John Cena did his second transplant in a year.
They've made 1.3 billion.
Who did?
The Glazers.
The Glazers on just Manchester U.
Did they sell it?
They sold a percentage of it. They've made, let's see. They handed the sporting control to a guy, some other guy. They own 60%. So I mean, I guess they still have the majority, but they made 1.3 billion off of it, and they fucking don't invest anything in the Bucks. What's up, Felix?
Back to the show now. It's a Bubba the Love Sponge show, man. Bubba the Love Sponge. And this show is listener supported at the Bubba Army at Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App.
If you got wiring, whether it's your home or business that looks like a wiring rat's nest, then you got to listen up. GPZ Cabling, they're Florida's premier low-voltage contractor handling data cabling, fiber optics, Wi-Fi access, surveillance, security systems that actually work when you need them to. From Orlando to Tampa, Jacksonville to the Keys, GPZ's got the whole state covered. Tell them Bubba Army or Bubba sent you. Get 20% off your install. GPZcabling.com. GPZcabling.com or 813-526-6794. They're coming here, I think, tomorrow or Thursday. To kind of streamline our security system. And we want to have everything buttoned up and tightened up, and we're going to, courtesy of GPC Cabling. Thank you. For believing in us and being a great advertiser. Lummy, eventually, I mean, like, are the Bucks always going to be cheap?
Yes, as long as Glazer owns it.
Are they the cheapest team in the league? Like,
they're one of them.
Like, if you're a free agent and you're thinking about, like, when Baker really was kind of at the end of his rope, was he not?
Yeah.
He was kind of like, he kind of didn't do anything at the Browns, didn't really do anything at the Panthers, and so we probably got him cheap. He came in here and has done a good job, but they're pretty much showing him the door by not giving him a big long-term deal, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Does he know that? I mean...
Yeah, he said that he wanted to try to get his contract done before the season, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like the same with Vita Vea, and we will be one of the cheapest franchises. Just like how the Rays were with Sternberg, we will be the cheapest franchises with the Glazers.
But the Glazers are never going to sell. They're never going to sell.
No, they're not. They make too much money. They promised
I think they bought the team for what? Was it, Dan, 195?
196, 195.
193.
And here's the thing, man. Mark Tate actually represented George Steinbrenner, and it came down to Steinbrenner and the Glazers. Steinbrenner's final offer was 190, and the Glazers came in the 11th hour, bumped it up like 5 or 6, and got it. Otherwise, George Steinbrenner was trying to. I think that would have been a great.
It would have. And the Glazers, when they came in, they promised they were going to repair all the roads. They were going to build all this infrastructure around the stadium.
And they didn't even, hold on. The county built they didn't pay anything for that stadium.
No, and then if you look at the roadways, they're all the same. There's nothing built around the stadium. There's nothing to do around the stadium.
Well, I mean.
It's awful.
They did not build up the areas like a campus. Like in Philadelphia, there's 3 stadiums and a bunch of other restaurants and stuff like that.
Well, they're trying to make that with the Rays. I mean, but
Well, the Glazers are going to poo-poo on that.
Here we go.
Sources telling ESPN that Buccaneers nose tackle Vita Vea has requested a trade. Now, Vea is a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Now, Lummy, when you request a trade, do you usually get it, or do they just tell you to cool your jets? We're not giving you a trade. Like in baseball or basketball, it seems like if you want to trade and you want out of there, like when the Greek Freak from Milwaukee, the Bucks, whatever, I can never pronounce his name, but when he wanted out, they made it happen.
Well, it's kind of like with Myles Garrett with the Browns before he did his big-time deal. He's like, I want to be traded. And then the Browns came up with all the money and gave it to him.
So do you think that's going to – I mean, the Bucks cannot afford to get rid of Vita Vea.
No.
I mean, he's arguably a top 5 defensive lineman in the league.
But he's on the tail end of his career, and if he has value, they could get value out of it. Just the problem, like what Lumby said, is they're not going to reinvest it.
Is he kind of like Ndamukong Suh in the fact that, he's on the ladder, on probably the final third of his shelf life, and you can't get the upper echelon, 25 to 30 million defensive lineman sweetheart deal because you're what now, 33?
He's 31.
31. Well, he would
That's
think,
not that
you would
old.
think
No.
that he would have some shelf life left in
Should
him.
have about 4 years left, 3-4 years.
So what do you think? Let's play the article on what they think and then what you think.
Was a hold-in at mandatory minicamp after talks on a contract extension stalled. He's just the latest Tampa player.
Now, Dan, were you ever, I think the 6 years you did with the team, was there ever any holdouts when you were part of the team, and how disruptive is that?
As soon as the player is perceived as being contrary to the team and the mission, they get sort of like excommunicated, and they avoid them, and then there's tension, and then most of the time they do leave.
Happy with his deal now. Baker Mayfield is in the same boat, but hasn't yet asked for a trade. What do you make of this request from Vita Vea?
This is not surprising. Vea's been playing on a big contract here for multiple years with those big base salaries. We see most NFL teams restructure those salaries for void years, right? The Bucs haven't done that with Vea, which indicates that they want the flexibility to potentially not extend him and let him hit free agency. So $17 million in base salary sitting on this last year of his deal. Now, if I were Vita Vea and I was one of the 2 best nose tackles in football, and the other guy, Dexter Lawrence, got traded for the 10th overall pick like 3 months ago, I also would be saying, hey now, I think I'm pretty valuable here in the league. There's only 2 guys, Kevin, who are significant pass rush threats from the nose tackle. It's Lawrence and it's Vea. The issue for Vea is he's 3 years older. He is 31 years old. Lawrence was 28, already kind of pushing his prime. Vea is certainly past his. And so, I texted in.
Guy said that Veda's past his prime.
Yeah, well.
Executive right when this news broke. I said, if
players.
you were building a trade package for Vea, what would you do? He said, I don't know, like a 2nd and a 5th, but it's going to be hard.
Man, if I'm any team in the league and I can get Vea for a 2nd and a 5th, I'll get some knee pads too.
Yeah,
and throw in some
useless.
oral, because I'm telling you right now, a 2nd and a 5th would be a score for a team to get Vita Vea.
Oh yeah, because 5th round picks hardly ever work out.
No.
And 2nd rounds, you trade for players that good.
Yeah, I know, but
you go in, you give the Bucs a 2nd and a 5th, and you, with the understanding of Vea is going to sign, a new deal,
and you get 3 good years out of him.
And you give him a 3-year, $75 million deal.
Did we recently draft another guy?
40 of it guaranteed.
In that position?
That's 25 a year. He'd take that deal all day. What do you want? Yeah, and all you're giving is a 2nd and a 5th with an absolute beast. Like, this guy's a beast. And like this little pencil neck son of a bitch said, there's only 2 or 3 nose tackles that are real threats, as a down lineman to get a sack, like Sapp was. That's what made Sapp so valuable and a Hall of Famer, is because, you weren't having, the defensive end and edge rushers. Those are usually your sack guys. And when you got a guy that's up the middle and he's a sack threat, that's what makes unbelievable defenses.
When Vita Vea's been out of the lineup with an injury or whatever, the defensive line was absolutely atrocious, and the defensive line is atrocious.
He stops the run.
He's double teamed half the time.
He's good for 5 sacks a year. He's double teamed most of the time, which is going to give somebody else. You're going to free up a linebacker, free up somebody when you have to scrape that guard down on him. The Bucs not giving him what he wants is absolutely insane.
They'll end up franchising
stupid.
tagging him. They'll do a franchise tag on him and get another year out of him, and then they'll be done. They'll get this year and next year be done.
What's the franchise tag for a DL?
It's going to be probably about 27 to 30 million.
Oh, that much?
Yeah.
He's in the top 5.
Yeah, average defensive tackles right now are making about 25 million.
So he's probably looking for like a 3-year, $90 million deal.
Yeah, 75 to 90 probably.
Yeah. I mean, with half of that guaranteed. Here's the Shanahan Niners deal, and supposedly, wait till you see his list of injuries. It's pretty significant.
And they said the accident was nobody's fault.
Yeah, it was nobody. There was no alcohol or drugs involved, and I don't know that I don't know that there was anybody at fault. I think it was just kind of a racing deal. It was just kind of a car accident deal.
49ers training camp kicks off on Sunday, but head coach Kyle Shanahan won't be there. He's recovering from a bad car crash. Here's what we know. It happened on July 14th near downtown Palo Alto when Shanahan's vehicle collided with an SUV. He went to the hospital suffering from a severe...
This is Dan. Severe concussion, broken nose, broken hand, 3 ribs fractured, and 40 stitches on the face.
And that's ER stitches. That's not like plastic surgery stitches. Those could be like 120 of big boys.
If Dan was to stitch that face up, it'd be well over $120. Fine Italian silk thread.
And they said he almost lost his eye.
Yeah, that's 40 barbaric. Like Lummy had 8 or 9 stitches, and Dan put 50 in them. And he closed it up right. And if he hadn't, Lummy would have this big Frankenstein scar on his left cheek. And now it's right on his beard line. And quite frankly, Dan the hands of an angel.
Yes, he is.
I was there when he did it. The hands of an angel.
Well, thank you. But Kyle Shanahan's going to look like a monster.
Oh yeah, unless John
broken
Lynch.
nose, broken hand, concussion. He probably broke some. Maybe have some facial fractures.
Yeah,
Lemmy
said he might. I guess the impact was close to his orbital, and he almost lost his eye. They said.
Jesus.
Concussion, a broken nose, broken hand, 3 fractured ribs, and 40 stitches to his face.
Now, I've never fractured a rib, Dan, but I've heard it's one of the most painful things because you can't lay.
You can't do anything.
You can't get up.
Breathe.
You can't breathe very deep. You can't sit.
Everything hurts. For like a month.
Yeah.
Police say drugs and alcohol not a factor here. Niners GM John Lynch says coach's recovery could take time. The team's assistant coach now stepping up to fill his duties.
And then finally, Tony Romo. Milwaukee.
He looks so happy.
He does. He looks good as hell.
Yeah, he's a fun drunk.
I hope this is an effective CBS deal because I do enjoy him. I really do like. Listen,
do you like him more than Troy Aikman?
No, I like Aikman better, but I think Romo's good.
How about Chris Collinsworth?
I actually think that Brady, Collinsworth, Romo, and Aikman all do a pretty good job. I think Collinsworth might be the weakest link of them.
He's smart, but he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, and he's got that "I've been doing this for so long" swagger, and you're an idiot, and I'm not.
Right.
Whereas, if you look at all, I like Aikman, I really do. I like him and Joe Buck's dynamic. But I like Romo too. I don't know. And I like Brady. I think people kind of don't give Brady his flowers. I think Brady in the 2 years he's been doing it has gotten really good.
Do you know who really sucks when the Peyton and Eli Manning do their little ESPN thing?
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah, I don't.
Those guys suck. And I like Peyton Manning.
A lot of people like it.
I think it sucks.
News we are following right into our newsroom, and that is that Tony Romo, of course, this is the former quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Trivia question: where did Tony Romo play college football at?
Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois. Home of EL Crackers, Lummy, this big nightclub, the big blue box that rocks. I was dating this chick named Christine Elifson, and we used to go over to it's Charleston, Illinois, where Eastern Illinois University is, and I used to try to go over and get a little Cheetos finger off of her.
Has been arrested here in Milwaukee for an OWI, his first offense here. We're told he was arrested.
Isn't he from Wisconsin? I thought I saw that he was from Wisconsin.
I'm not sure. I know he's doing a
hey
golf
Alexa,
tournament there.
where is Tony Romo born?
Tony Romo was born in San Diego, California.
Oh, okay. I couldn't have been any further from Milwaukee. That's about as far as from Milwaukee as Wisconsin as you can get.
On I-43, and this was actually last night.
By the way, he went to high school in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I knew that he would. I thought I'd seen that he was grown up or was somewhat reared in Wisconsin. So
he was just born in San Diego and then he moved to
maybe
Wisconsin.
A military kid, right?
He was, yep.
Yeah. So, but I think he lived his high school playing years in Wisconsin.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was booked at about 9:47 p.m. He has since been released. But again, certainly a story we're going to work to continue to follow. And get
Poor Tony. Just out having a few pops.
He was at a golf tournament.
He was at a golf tournament, probably a celebrity type deal for a good function.
Tells Tony Romo himself from Burlington, Wisconsin. And again, this is his mugshot that we have gotten.
Good mugshot. Like, Dan, you can't pick that mugshot apart other than he looks like he's having a good time, right?
Yeah, he looks like a happy guy.
Like, a lot of times people can really pick apart your mugshot.
Eyes aren't bloodshot.
Like, you remember some of Tiger Woods' mugshots? He looked like he was literally, still on pills.
Yeah.
Tony just looks like he's just a little bit buzzed a little bit.
He looks like that guy from The Office that does the action movies now. What's his name? He's the dorky guy, the tall guy in The Office.
Carell? Steve Carell?
Steve Carell. I was thinking of the other main character, the one that was...
It is for an OWI that he was arrested, his first of that kind of offense.
What's an OWI?
Operating while intoxicated.
So what's the difference between that and a DUI?
Nothing.
States, just what they call it.
Just how they,
Used to be a DWI, then a DUI, now it's OWI. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 different versions.
It's all about being drunk and being behind the wheel.
Just into our newsroom, we're taking.
See, when they do OWI, then they could get you on a 4-wheeler, they could get you on a motorcycle, they can get you on anything. They can literally pull you over in front of your farm because you're out there getting crazy with your 4-wheeler, and it's operating while intoxicated. You could be operating anything from a combine to a 4-wheeler to a Jeep to a motorcycle.
Look at his mugshot. So this
to a Tesla Cybertruck like Danny.
This is the former NFL star.
How many miles you got on that? Listen, all right, Tony Romo arrested OWI.
12,000?
Really?
14.
And that's 12 or 14 that you'd be putting on your good car,
right.
your Lambo.
Mm-hmm.
And, when's the last time you bought a tank of gas?
God, before I went to Jersey.
Right.
A month ago.
Well, just in one of your other cars, right?
Yeah, on the Lambo.
Now, Dan, is this exactly the type of hair stuff that it's my understanding that this is the machine that this doctor has is exactly the same thing you got.
Yep, sure is.
And anybody that's going to do the hair transplant deal, they have to have the machine that this guy's got and that you got, or you don't have the latest machine.
Right. That really is the standard of care now. It's the gold standard.
What's it called? What's the machine?
Neograft.
Neograft. John Cena, call me the doctor of haironomics after her. This is him after. Look how good that looks. He had 2 of them. He's had 2 in the last year. And, he was starting.
Make up for his Tinky Winky?
What?
No, go ahead.
And, this is him with Dr. And Dan may know the guy, Ken Anderson. And this is the hair transplant specialist that John Cena used. But I'm telling you, Dan has the same Neograft machine that this guy does. And if you, and this is, now, do you have to go, like if I was
to do it. You don't have to shave it all the way.
But he says if you shave it up all the way, it grows back better, I guess. That's what Cena says.
Let's talk to the doctor that does it. Dan?
Yeah.
No.
You only have
It's easier to do it. It takes less time if you shave the head.
Why?
Because it's just easier to see where you need to be. You're not fighting with the hair.
So, like, if I was to do it, like we're talking about, I might do it at the end of the year in my little crown of honor, my male powder and baldness in the middle.
We probably won't shave that. We'll just take the extra time. The donor site gets shaved, but that's in the back.
No, but like what I'm saying is like
the top. You don't need to shave that.
Do you take all of my hair? Am I going to look like this?
No.
Okay. Are you going to put?
And you're not going to wear those stupid ass shoes.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to wear that, and you're not going to wear that stupid ass cap either.
No, I'm not.
Right, and I don't even know that you're going to be. Well, you'll probably be in scrubs.
Maybe.
What dictates whether you're in scrubs or not?
Well, I'm in surgery. Like I'm operating in surgery at the surgery center. I'm wearing scrubs while I'm operating, and then I leave them there. In my office, if I'm doing something that could be messy, I'll put scrubs on. But usually, I'm wearing a dress shirt and slacks.
Right. Because probably half of what you do at the at the office is assess and give people estimates on procedures they will want. What they want down the road, and then most of the procedures like the Morpheus and Botox and things like that can be done by your nurses, and you don't have to necessarily do it. A lot of times you'll
but I'll do like little small lipos in the office or take things off of like moles and things like that.
Right.
So if I'm taking off
will you scrub up for that?
If I'm taking off a mole, I'll wear what I'm wearing right now. If I'm doing a little lipo in the office, and sometimes I'll change.
Okay. I know that you think it's the biggest douche ever when doctors go out to like bars and
restaurants,
happy hour wearing their scrubs.
Douche, biggest douche in the world. Biggest douchebags in the world.
You should have seen Dr. Dan at the Tarpons game, or no, the Yankees game, when we were walking up when I went to go get Dr. Dan, and this guy was walking around in his scrubs, and Dr. Dan had to do like a double or triple take.
Will you, because you're a over 20 plus years, going on 30 plus years doctor, and probably in the doctor arena pretty popular, probably top 5 popularity of in this whole entire area with regards to name recognition as to being a doctor. Will you, when you see a doctor that's scrubbed out in public, will you take him aside and be, hey, where's your stethoscope there, Johnny douchebag? Like,
no, I won't take him aside. I'll start saying it out loud so he can overhear it.
Like what?
Oh, like what is this guy? Is he the ER shift? Is it paramedics here? Is this guy a nurse? Is he trying out for a new TV show? What's a new ER sitcom? I mean, what who the hell's wearing scrubs right now?
Yeah.
What kind of douchebag is wearing scrubs right now? The only ones wearing scrubs out in public should be a girl with tight, stretchy scrubs and a nice body that's working in a doctor's office and is going out to lunch.
That's it.
That's it.
Nothing.
Anyone else, you should be stapled to the wall in shame.
If it's past 2 o'clock, then the doucheness kicks in.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's
any doctor that wears scrubs outside of his office or the operating room or the hospital, again, douche bag. Yes, I said it. Douche bag.
Well, Dr. Dan, do you remember the guy that we saw? Remember he had all his credentials on his scrubs?
Again, douche bag.
Hold on, he wore his name badge to
I'm Dr. Douchebag.
It was
Dr.
stitched.
Douchebag,
It was
ER,
stitched on
Tampa
there.
General.
Yeah, it was stitched on there.
Embroidered?
Yeah, embroidered from the Douchebag Medical Center.
Embroidered scrubs.
Right.
Nothing
That vinegar will sell.
Douche worse, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's as douchey as you get. I know someone that was like stopped by a doctor wearing scrubs with his names on it, driving a golf cart around, the Davis Island area, and introduced himself as like, I'm Dr. Douchebag.
And I got my scrubs to prove it.
Yeah. It's douche, dude.
I think the only thing douchier, Dan, than scrubs is when they accessorize with a what's it called?
Stethoscope around the neck.
Yes.
Yeah, you add that to the costume.
Oh my God.
You are screaming asshole.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like for real.
Right.
I mean, do you really use a stethoscope that much anymore?
Nope.
I mean, they hook those little probes up to your fingers, and it gives you all the information you need.
All you need.
I mean, if you want to hear the lungs, I guess, and some stuff like that.
There's zero excuse to wear scrubs outside the medical environment. It's dirty. If you're saying like I wear scrubs because I'm a doctor, okay, it's dirty when you wear them out. You shouldn't be wearing them again. You shouldn't be taking them home. Douche bag.
Plus whatever you may have encountered.
Right. You're spreading all that crap around the world.
You're bringing that out to the world.
Right.
Those scrubs are to protect the patient when they're in there and that they're sterile, and they're protecting you from when you leave. You're basically getting rid of a layer of clothing that may have been contaminated by what we're treating at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that your real clothes ain't got nothing on them.
Mm-hmm.
When we return, Lummy, this is where Dan will start doing the "I told you so" gimmicks, because the minute that Corona came out, or that we became familiar with it, Dan called it out. It's a lab leak. It's absolutely a lab leak. And everybody's like, no, we got it from a pangolin or whatever the hell it's called, the wet market. And now it's, are they investigating this? Or I
hope it's a real investigation, Bubba.
Where are we going with this?
I'd like to just tell you a story about the Great Plague of Milan of 1630.
Can you hold on to that?
Okay.
Can we open up with that?
Sure.
All right.
Deliciously disgusting.
You're absolutely right.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
What's up, Big Lunger? Good morning, Joe. Merchant. Would you like a muffin?
Sure.
What kind?
Blueberry?
Oh, okay.
Where's that coming from?
What's up, Dark Knight Steve?
Jesus.
Hmm?
So this just went on the thing and chat's flying. What's up, Big and Greasy? That's his Herbs with Cardi. Yes, because those follicles aren't sensitive to DHT. Cardi, Liz 84, Cardi Hall, Fire Marshal, fuck you, good morning, and Gracie, Mike, J Bar, 305, and it's our White Iced Tea. Mad Mike, Trash Bar. Like man. I don't know, Jerkos. Mad Mike. Oh, Shaq, they rock. Big and Greasy, that's funny. Are you playing a 30-second spot going in or no?
Go ahead, buddy. You're fine. Take your time.
Just gotta figure this.
Central Florida and all across the great state of Florida. Listen up. When your business or home needs serious wiring done right, there's only one crew I trust, GPZ Cabling. They're Florida's premier low-voltage contractor, handling data cabling, fiber optics, Wi-Fi access points, audio and video systems, access control, and security cameras that actually work when you need them. From Orlando to Tampa, Jacksonville to the Keys, GPZ's got the whole state covered. And make sure you tell them Bubba sent you. You're going to get 20% off your install. Call GPZ Cabling today at 813-524-6794 or visit gpzcabling.com. GPZ Cabling, Florida's premier low-voltage contractor. Don't get wired up wrong, get wired up right. GPZ Cabling.
It's Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Listener supported at the Bubba Army on Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show continues now.
843 Bubba, the Dr. Dan full effect Willie. Hold on, stay inside. $100 from 843. 843 Bubba. Isn't he a Packer guy?
A Packer?
I thought, isn't he? No,
that's hierarchy.
That's hierarchy.
Yeah, 843 Bubba is he's South Carolina.
Oh, he's South Carolina?
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Thank you, my friend. 843 Bubba. Appreciate you. Dr. Dangia, you made it right on the nip of time from that little outdoor TT.
Mm-hmm. TT night.
It likely jumped species from an animal reservoir into humans and now is spreading among humans.
By the way, January 2020. This is what Fauci comes out with January 2020.
Are into humans and now is spreading among humans. The mutations that it took to get to the point where it is now is...
Dan, isn't that almost like not medically, factually even sound with regards to that a mutation could go from something that's sold at the wet market into humans, or can that happen?
That could definitely happen.
That can happen.
Yeah, it could happen with bird flu and certain things like that.
But it didn't happen here.
I don't believe it did.
Totally consistent.
How is this guy? Is this guy like a 5-footer?
No, he's tiny. Yeah. He'd be a good lawn jockey. He should carry a lamp and sit out front of my house for the next 10 years.
What were you going to say earlier?
The reason that this didn't happen the way he's describing it all goes back to that original article that we talked about. And we talked about a lot of this stuff, but that we talked about where it's about like a 7-page article talking about the origins of COVID. It was in, I believe, Nature magazine. And the first 5 pages clearly proved to me that COVID was man-made because of specific genetic sequences within the virus that were only found in patented genes that have already been like defined and patented and were inserted into the virus's genome. That does not happen accidentally. That does not happen through evolution. That happens when some asshole takes a piece of a gene and sticks it into another virus to try to make it stronger, more durable, more infectious, and more dangerous. And so after reading the first 5 pages of this article, which clearly shows man-made genetic material in this virus.
When was this article out?
In the spring of 2020.
Yeah, so
right in the middle, right when we were doing 5 days a week, and everyone ran like little bitches because they were scared. It was just you, me, and Lummy Bubba, and everyone else was a big, giant, hairy pussy. And we were doing the radio every day, and the whole world was scared. Huh?
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to a lot of people, starting with Seth and ending with Brian. But when we were like fearlessly coming in, disregarding our own safety, to bring the public service to the world and try to give the truth to the world, and we're vilified and shut down and deplatformed and threatened.
You almost lost your medical license, and we almost got thrown off of
you
YouTube
got thrown off
forever.
You got thrown off for
2
long
weeks.
periods of time.
Yeah.
You lost thousands and thousands of dollars. It's cost you thousands of dollars personally.
Yep.
I said that there's no way that this had a natural jump from animals to human. It was impossible based on science.
And they quacked you out.
And I'm a scientist. I've been in school for 17 and a half years after high school. I am a published scientist. I can read an article, understand it, and make my own scientific determination as to whether or not the article is truthful, valid, and reproducible. And what I read on that day was complete bullshiz, and I couldn't believe it. It didn't make any sense to me, and it came out later that this asshole threatened the authors of the article and was going to ruin their careers if they had that conclusion that it was man-made, and instead they changed their conclusion and were rewarded with further grants.
And weaponized,
all should be in jail.
And weaponized the government to come down on various platforms if you didn't toe the WHO guidelines.
Right.
Jump of a species from an animal to a human.
Are you calling for the closure of the wet markets?
I think they should shut down those things right away. I mean, it boggles my mind, because what we're going through right now is a direct result of that.
And you have animals that come out of the wild that are sold
This is a year later.
He is a psychopath, in my opinion. He's saying this with a straight face. There's absolutely no indicators he's lying. If you look at those little, those physical indicators when someone's lying, he is a pathological psychopath, in my opinion, lying through his teeth, and is personally responsible for literally millions of deaths, Bubba. He is the biggest, in my opinion, mass murderer of our lifetime.
What they call them wet markets, where people buy these things for festive dinners or what have you. So there's every
So now, Dan, was it at the expense of he was financially was in position to financially gain from big pharma? What would be his incentive to lie so erroneously and have such a bad, not truthful opinion that controlled the way we lived our life and how we took this particular, pandemic, how we treated it, was all on his shoulders. He was tournament central. He was guy number one. He was the head of the WHO who navigated us all through this. And why would he lie so much?
Well, but Dr. N, wouldn't you see from what you've seen in this one is that he was so in his head, like he was praising himself the whole time.
So,
he
Bubba,
loved the fame.
There's 4 reasons that guys do things like this. Guys do things that are dishonest. 4 reasons: money, power, fame, pussy.
Let's call that vagina.
Vagina. And 3 of the 4 are the reasons that he did it.
Yeah, because he's not getting it.
Nah, his ding-ding's just pointing to hell.
reason to believe that jump.
So power,
I just can't wait for the prostate cancer to get to him.
Power, fame, and money.
Power, fame, and money.
Power, fame, and money.
And he was seeking all 3.
Yep.
He got all 3. He got all 3. And his blanket pardon, which I do have the text of, is very interesting. He was pardoned in January 19th of 2025, literally like a day or 2 before Trump takes office. And he is pardoned, full and unconditional pardon, for any offenses against the United States which he may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 through the date of this pardon.
Of species.
Wow, that's a pretty big encompassed all pardon.
Yeah, it's a 11-year pardon.
Right.
For 11 years of behavior.
Including how much he may have made from big pharma, no matter, all none of that's in, you can't investigate him for, it's a blanket pardon for, I think, anything, right?
The feds can't, but do you know who can?
The states?
State of Florida, individuals. So this doesn't protect
This is a federal pardon. This isn't like if the state
charge.
of Florida was to, say, hey, listen.
From an animal reservoir occurred.
I am of the point of view that I still think the most likely etiology of this pathogen in Wuhan was from a laboratory.
Jail. This guy should be in jail too.
No, hold on. This guy said from a laboratory escape, though.
No, listen to him, though.
So Dr. Redfield was mentioning that he was giving an opinion as to a possibility. But again, there are other alternatives.
No, I think you got that one.
Not him.
I think you got that wrong.
Yeah, he was actually going against Fauci. And Fauci
I think you got that wrong.
I thought it was the current CDC director.
No. I think Dan.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
This guy actually is on your team.
No, you're right.
This guy's on team Dan.
I am of the point of view that I still think the most likely etiology of this pathogen in Wuhan was from a laboratory. Escaped.
So Dr.
Boom. So then that guy says that, Dr. Redfield, and then what's Fauci do right after? Doubles down on how wrong that guy was, and again, it came from a pangolin.
Redfield was mentioning that he was giving an opinion as to a possibility, but again, there are other alternatives, others that most people hold by. That the most likely origin is a natural origin from an animal reservoir to human.
What they did is they cleaned out the markets as soon as it turned out that it was clear that there were clusters coming from the market, which, in typical fashion, I think trying to make sure that things don't get pointed to them, they probably got rid of the animals.
This is nearly two. This is him selling this down the river for 2+ years at this point.
That were the intermediary hosts there.
The place of origin was not within the market itself.
No, I don't think you could say that. I don't think you can say that. I think you can say we don't know how and where it originated. There are wet markets in Wuhan that are ample opportunity for a virus to jump, but more likely that it's a natural occurrence.
3 years now. 3 years.
From an animal reservoir to a human.
So it came from a wet market in the same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of.
Good for Cuomo, Dan, for, like.
Yeah, but this is March 23 before Cuomo does this.
No.
He defended him for the first 2 years.
I know, but good for him for trying here.
Yeah, exactly what this thing is. That's some coincidence.
It's a coincidence, but there are so many labs all over China that have both labs and wet markets.
And Bubba, this is after he already got canned by CNN. This is on his own nation news.
I understand.
This is like now he's not sucking the CNN D.
Right, he's actually can form his own opinion.
Yes.
We're in Beijing or Shanghai, you'd be saying the same thing. You have a
Now, at this time, Dan, does Fauci really know? I mean, he knew from January 2020 that it was a lab leak. It was a Wuhan lab leak. It was manufactured in a lab and leaked from a lab, not from the wet market. So as he speaks for these 3+ years, he knew the truth.
He sure did.
He knew the truth, and
he knew the truth from at least January or February of 2020, in my opinion.
We can prove that. Mm-hmm. We can prove that. Here's Jesse Waters. Now let me. Is this? Yeah. This is
last night.
This is last night.
Yes.
So again, the Fauci stuff is all going down as we speak.
This is from his journals that Rand Paul released.
And he absolutely lied to the American public. Absolutely, bona fidely, absolutely 100% lied to the American public. He knew it came from a lab leak. He knew it didn't come from an animal, the pangolin, whatever it's called.
Pangolin.
The pangolin.
And this is not all he lied about, Bubba. This is just
he lied. He lied about it all.
He lied about the vaccine. He said if you get the vaccine, you're not going to get it. It's black and white. Social distancing was a lie. The masks were a lie. And the fact that hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin didn't work was a lie because he couldn't get his emergency use authorization for the vaccine if there was any kind of
alternative
of functioning and effective alternative.
And he's writing about the press like it's a woman that he's sleeping with. Here's some quotes.
Or dreamed of.
Right. The press is still hot and heavy about me. The situation with my national and international fame is explosive and
So he wants to talk third person. I'm sorry. He wants to talk. He wants to talk first person. My international fame.
Yeah.
He wants to act like he's all that, huh?
really unimaginable. The press is going wild with me. But he also writes about himself, like it's like self-pleasure.
What's his background, Dan? Like what? Like
Italian.
No. Like, where did he come from? Like, where did he practice? Was he ever a regular doctor?
I think he was
a surgeon?
I think he was an MD, and I think he was an immunologist.
All right.
Well, infectious disease doctor.
And he's
so back then
they
were taking care of, like malaria.
He's been part of the government for, God, I think maybe since Clinton, right? No,
the 80s. In the 80s.
Yeah, since Reagan.
60 looks like 69. He was with the U.S. Public Health Service.
Oh my God, 1969.
Yes,
that would have been Nixon. That would have been Lyndon Johnson Nixon.
Right.
Sure. He writes, the donuts are being named after me. T-shirts have my picture on them. And San Francisco radio is dedicating a song to me. It goes on and on. And this is really...
What a narcissistic asshole that should be behind bars.
Can I read you a story about what happened in Milan in 1630?
Please do, yes.
There was an inscription on a column that was erected at the site of the, I'll say, here where this plot of land extends, formerly stood the shop of the barber Giacomo Mora, who had conspired with Guglielmo Piazza, commissary of public health, and with others, while a frightful plague exercised its ravages by means of deadly ointments spread on all sides to hurl many citizens into a cruel death. What the accusation was is that this minister of public health was purposefully spreading the plague by mixing it with some stuff and spreading the diseased remnants on doorknobs and other things throughout the town. For this, the Senate, having declared them both to be enemies of their country, decreed that, placed on an elevated car, their flesh should be torn with red-hot pincers, their right hands be cut off, their bones be broken, and they should be extended on the wheel. At the end of 6 hours, be put to death and burnt. Then, that there may be no remains of no trace of these guilty men, their possessions should be sold at public sale, their ashes thrown into the river, and to perpetuate the memory of their deed, the Senate wills that the house in which this crime was projected shall be razed to the ground, shall never be rebuilt, and at this place a column shall be erected, which shall be called infamous. Keep afar off, and then afar off, good citizens, lest this cursed ground should pollute you with its infamy. August of 1630. So that's what we did 400 years ago when this happened.
When somebody propagated and
they were literally they were dragged around town, tortured, put to death, and they burned every evidence of them and their existence.
And their property was sold at auction.
Right.
Man,
erased
I'm all
from
for that.
civilization.
I'm all for that. Let's do that to Fauci immediately, in my opinion.
Is he's treating his guilty conscience because he knows he funded gain of function that slipped out of that Wuhan lab and infected millions of people.
And so listen now, let me just take it a step further. They're not only saying that he know about it, they're saying he helped fund this particular experiment, this gain of function that somehow slipped out of the lab. I don't know if a worker got it, and it just at that point, started mutating. It only takes Dan, one person to have it. Then next thing you know, 2 people got it. Then
5 people, 10 people.
5 people got it. Then 50 people got it. Then 500 people got it. Then 10,000 people got it. You just live your life and you pass it. And they're saying he actually funded, or the organization that he was in charge of, the WHO, the CDC, the many different monikers that he was in charge of, they funded this. They knew about it, and they knew it was a lab leak. Why couldn't they go to the American public with that?
Because they're so hurt. They're worried that we're going to hurt China's feelings. That's not the real reason, though. Do you know why they did that?
No.
Because they knew they had their hands. No, they had their hands were dirty. Because Fauci funded that lab.
Yeah.
That's why he was trying to protect the labs. Not that we love China. He was trying to protect his own ass. He's like, there's no way it could have came out of my lab. Not when I was in charge. So the other thing that really pisses me off that we don't talk about at all is all those Omicron variants. Remember the Omicrons that came around after about a year and a half?
And the Omicron.
Right.
And the
where they all come out of? Africa. And what was in South Africa? Where they were coming out of? Another COVID lab.
Oh, nobody even knows about that.
Nobody even talks about that.
No.
No one says anything about that. So these labs are run by clowns.
All these variants that came subsequently thereafter the original corona.
All came out of Africa. All the Omicrons came out of Africa where the other lab was.
So it looks like between 2014 and 2019, he granted about $4 million to the Wuhan for COVID research. Yes.
It's in his diary. The COVID fatality rate's like 0.2%. Goes on TV. He says it's like 3%. He's bragging in his little diary.
So as much as Fauci's under fire right now, and we're finding out that he lied and he's a liar, and there's, we actually have excerpts of this diary that he was keeping that I can get into next. But can we do anything? I mean, is there anything that can be done, or is this just fodder for us to be mad as hell? And he's been given a blanket pardon by Biden the last day Biden was in office, so that he can't be held accountable for anything that rolled back clear to 14. So, again, Dan, will states now start organizing against him potentially now that
I think so.
Now that this is a really big story, that he's an absolute liar, and
right.
They have
and states can't go after him in federal court because it can't be like a state against a person goes into federal court. And it's going to probably end up in federal court, but they have to do it under a state crime. It can't be under a federal crime. So even though it can go to federal court, it has to be, germane to state law.
So
but
it's
50 states have laws against murder.
Exactly.
He told de Blasio.
And fraud.
Hold on.
And Newsom to shut everything down, then goes on TV and says, I never told anybody to shut anything down. And then he tells everybody.
So, Dan, did the masks mean nothing?
Nothing.
Did the social distance mean nothing?
Nothing.
Did the vaccine do anything?
Good.
Good.
In certain age groups, there were some studies that suggested that it would lessen the severity of the disease. But there's also studies that showed that it increased the likelihood of getting the disease, that the subsequent boosters made it even worse. And there were some studies that showed that the more vaccines you got, the more likely you were to get it.
Jay standing by on Zoom, getting ready to go into words. Jay, you there, bud?
I am. Good morning.
Oh, man, sounds like the voice of an angel. Look at that that bass. Hold on.
Everybody to go get vaxxed. You couldn't catch it. And then he writes in his diary, oh, yeah, people are catching it. And then he tells people don't have Thanksgiving dinner. Month before, he's having dinner with Jake Tapper.
Wow. Kennedy.
I mean, Jay, where do you? I got to go to words, and then we're gonna. He has. This is his. These are excerpts from his diary, correct?
Yes.
Now, where did whomever get it?
Rand Paul. He got it from the. I guess they're bringing it up, and that's something that they got.
Now, Jay, how would they be able to?
Megatron is $20.
Thank you so much, Jay. How would they be able to get a person's diary and publish it publicly? How would you have that standing?
The Senate is still investigating him, even though he is, technically immune from prosecution. They're trying to see if they can set him up for something else in the future. He's going to be called. He was subpoenaed to testify under oath in front of Congress, and they're going to ask him a bunch of these questions and see if they can try to set him up for a new crime that he will have committed by lying.
But
so he may have to go take the fifth, which will make him look like a complete, as Danny said, and I have to agree with this language, asshole.
Right.
Because in these diaries, Bubba, you know how many times he said the word. You're big on numbers.
Yeah, I am.
You know how many times he said learning deficit, cost benefit analysis, social distancing, and all those diary entries? 0. He
None.
said thing like, I'm a hero 60 times, and how many times he was on the news, and he said Instagram, and he said all these things about power and media influence and how he was against Trump, and it was weird. This dude was on a complete power trip from the very, very beginning, and you can see that all he did was continue his narrative for the entire time. It makes me just want to say thank you to Dan.
Well, like
Dan
said, there would be only 4 reasons Fauci would act the way he did: money, fame, power, and vagina. And the last one's probably not in play. So power, money, fame, and that's only validated by his excerpts from a personal diary talking about how famous, talking about how cookies are named after him, donuts, T-shirts, talk show hosts in San Francisco.
Talking to Julia Roberts talked about me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What really frustrates me is I just want to say again, thank you, Danny, my hero. So when my father and Danny, if you remember, they were on this on my birthday, May 21st, 2020. I was at the surf ranch. I already had hydroxychloroquine and a Z-Pack that I was traveling with. My father and my brother had already gone through all these articles from the Lancet, had already gone out publicly at great public expense. And I know you say it, but I mean, we give Dan so much shiz. And I just want to say thank you.
We
for
don't
the 600 lives
we
that
don't
you
give him
saved.
shiz. We know deep down he's absolutely superior to all of us. But we got to keep him down because he'll just blow a spot up so bad you don't understand.
But Dan doesn't refer to himself in the third person very often.
Well, sometimes you do, but not very often. Not very often. And you know what, Dan? You might be one of the very few people that can do it and pull it off. So anyway, when we come back, what I have on my screen here are these excerpts from his diary.
Yeah, that's just one of the pages. There's multiple pages, but
is it pretty?
And what dude keeps a diary? I thought that's a chick thing or like something you do like in middle school. I mean, what man keeps a diary?
I don't know.
Dan, wouldn't you expect it to be like the deliberation of the cost benefit analysis of shutting schools down? I'm laboring over these consequences that have huge consequences for children and for huge demographics of our population of the world. Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
I haven't slept in weeks. I'm so worried about humanity.
Right. Not yeah.
No, I get to talk to the mayor. I get to talk to the governor. I got a cookie named after me. I got T-shirts. I'm famous. Wow, look at my Instagram. Wow, I'm the famous little midget.
Back with all that and more. We'll start diving into Fauci's diary. here momentarily. And what you will not hear is what Dan said he should be saying is, wow, you know what? I have to make some pretty tough decisions here. I hope I make the best decision for my country and my people. You know, I have all types of data from all different directions. I hope that I can make the right decision for all of for all of mankind, and in more particular, my country.
Yeah, I want to be the midget on Game of Thrones.
He's hit the rattler. What comes next? We can only guess. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
It's obviously hard to listen to RFK.
I know, but like, it's going to be harder for me to navigate through this.
But just like the Hunter Biden laptop or the Wiener laptop, how the hell did we get access to this? And why is this considered a Russian operative fake news?
That's what I was kind of asking is like, how what standing did we have to get this?
Did he get his house busted? Did they do a search?
See, let me
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, like, because, you know, this would be
a huge AI.
This would be privileged if I mean, that'd be like them busting into your place and taking your copious notes on something. When what standing would they have to do that? Unless this congressional inquiry or Senate hearing would give them a. Although maybe
Ebenezer, $100. Thank you, Dr. Dan.
Make sure we come back with that.
Will do.
So,
Ebenezer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mach. Let's see here.
There's about 7 Omicron variants. That's what I want to say about that.
They haven't told exactly how.
All right. Good morning, Grouper Lips. Can anyone hear me out there? Dirt Merchant. How y'all doing?
I guess they
Looks like I'm able to communicate with you, I hope. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself.
Oh, so it might have been in his office.
Is there anybody out there? What up, Dirt Merchant? There we go.
but this doesn't. Oh yeah, this gets into.
Thank you, Mach. I appreciate it.
Omicron was first detected in November 21
What up, Steve, the
in
grumpy
labs
old
in
man? Good
Botswana
morning.
and South Africa.
Where's that at?
South Africa.
Hope everyone's
No,
well.
buddy, where's that? Where are you reading that at?
Oh, this is just on
Danny is a hero to me. If any of y'all remember, I was in there with in the studio with him too, and I will take. We didn't know what the hell was going on. We just trusted Dan. And this. I was just saying to my wife this morning. It really upsets me. What's up, Thuggish Ruggish Nerd, Dark Match Steve? How irritating it is that they're not even covering this on any stations. Like 0 time on CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS. Nobody. We had to hear this shiz for years, and now that it's all been proven wrong, we don't hear anything about it. It irritates the crap out of me.
SCIF.
What up, F-16 crew chief?
Had no idea
That's killer. Good morning.
It was convinced that
if that's what I think it is, thank you for your service, my friend.
He then urged the NSC officials to work closely with Anderson, Holmes, Gary, and Rambart, the same scientific circle at the center of the early origin calls. Fauci
What up,
was
Mike from
not
Mass?
Just listening to intelligence debate. He
Is it
was
still that
actively
heat wave up
arguing
there?
against the
Or did it
FBI
cool down a little
position
bit? It is so
directing
hot down here.
officials towards the experts that he had trusted.
Grouper Lips,
So
I'll tell
the
you what, this
FBI
microphone, Macho, thank you so
started
much. You got me
looking
the
into it
bass
being a
that's
lab leak
right in the
July of
face. I love it.
2021, and Fauci pushed back on
Alan Bedgood, good morning. Oshak KJL, good morning, White Iced Tea. I like being able to chat too. I really do, to be honest with you guys. I get to get my, get to continue with my thoughts, tell you what I'm really thinking.
So down here is Dan, pretty much it summarizes it. What he wrote privately and what he said publicly. Right down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start with the public, what he's telling people publicly, and then what he wrote privately.
I got to get my computer ready so I can have all this stuff up on the screen instead of looking at my phone.
That and then we'll go into
Bob Cook. Good morning.
RFK.
All right.
And then Dan, what you got? And then tease.
Oh man, Trash Guy, if you would have listened to us, you would have been
TV.
blown away by how right my father and Danny were.
Threatening
it was
to kill
unbelievable.
Melania
It did
and
cool
Barrett.
down. That's nice.
Did you see that, Lummy?
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, I think there's a bunch of reasons, Trip. I think that's definitely one of them. Danny said 4 clear reasons. I think one is money. They were all getting paid to do vaccine stuff. Number 2 is they don't want to do anything that's going to help Trump. You saw the timing of the release of the vaccine. Was it a day or
Let me
two
come back
after
with the
election?
99.
What up?
You know, there's certain people that should have got the shot. Alan, be good.
Oh, that's
good.
Gooch.
It just-
Morning's most dangerous conversation continues.
We are back, you ready? It's Bubba, the Love Sponge Show. The Bubba, the Love Sponge Show.
Don't forget, I don't have necessarily any copy. Just off the top of my head, I can tell you how cool and how good of a deal you'll get at Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. Ask for my boy Rolo. Been with him for years. And if you're looking for something that's not Volkswagen related, like maybe you're looking for a Beamer or a Tesla or a Jag, just tell Rolo what you're looking for. He'll keep his eyes out at the auction and get it for you. Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. It's VWofWC.com. You can go through their entire new and used inventory. Of course, new Volkswagen with unbelievable financing options, warranty options, and this is, I think this might be Rolo's 5th or 6th Volkswagen dealership. He's an expert at Volkswagen, and he's been so good to me over the years. He used to give me and Hogan matching Passats back in the day. Rolo, thank you so much. VWofWC.com. Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. Tell them you listen to the Bubba Show, your Bubba Army, and get maybe an extra $1,000 or so off on your deal. Thank you, Rolo, for all that you do, my friend. Appreciate you.
Gooch, $100.
Yeah, can you believe that? Better known as Ebenezer, right?
Yeah, Ebenezer, 28.
Thank you, Gooch. Appreciate you. Dan, why medically, my eyes are like watering a lot lately, and like they burn, and I put eye drops in, and it lasts a little bit, but then it gets to burning again. Do you think I got some type of an eye infection or something?
You absolutely could, and also you just could be getting dry eyes because you're just getting,
Because I'm old, just
mature.
saying. Yeah. I don't think it's a dry eye. It's more of like a stinging sensation.
You probably got a little infection.
Maybe can I call NABA and get me some eye drops?
Yeah, we'll get you drops.
Get me the strongest ones known to man, please.
I will. And use 40 of them at a time. Just pour half the bottle in. I get you like 7 bottles. Just use a bottle a day.
7 refills on Mr. Clem. The DEA has red flagged you for getting 7 refills on eye drops.
Yeah, he's an eye drop abuser. He got
I'm
guys
sorry.
with cocaine.
Listen, don't worry about the fact that I don't get opiates or anything like that. I just get eye drops, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like being addicted to laxatives.
Dr. Diaco, we're looking into you for aggressively prescribing eye drops. Can you imagine if the DA came and talked to you about eye drops?
I know.
Be like, are you kidding me, buddy?
Guys, good life.
Please, you got these pill mills over here giving full blown 80 oxys with 35 refills, and I gave somebody 4 refills on some eye drops, my friend. Please.
There has been I think some links of eye problems to the vaccine.
Oh, definitely.
Shut up, Lummy.
Yes, there have.
Oh, you know what, Lummy?
Uh-oh.
I just got some kind of deal. I did get a hold of I know somebody that works locally at the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm. ATF.
Yes.
There's a good Bubba Arm. I'm not mentioning his name. I'm not mentioning, what he's got mostly like, I think his jurisdiction is like from Inverness clear to like Naples. Like he has the whole Gulf Coast, him and the local ATF agents here, Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms. That's a pretty broad enforcement bureau. And I asked him, Dan, about those switches. I was on
that you learned about the other day yesterday.
So okay. I was on X yesterday, and now that I'm looking for them, now that I watched one of them, it's aggregating to now I'm getting all types of these videos of these people that have these, 9 millimeters or these Glock 40s or whatever, and they can shoot like this guy had a 60 round magazine in like his Sig Sauer 9 or something like that, and it was like
5 seconds.
Yeah. So I sent it to my buddy at the ATF, and I go, "How is this possible?" And he goes, "It's not." Meaning like, don't let us catch you with it. But I mean, privately, I think if you're just, going to the local shooting range or maybe going outside because you got some property to blow off your gun, I mean, you could probably privately own them, couldn't you? Just don't get caught with it.
It's illegal to possess it, but I'm sure if you had one and used it like in the woods with your friends, you wouldn't get in trouble. If you busted one out at a gun range, the guy in the gun range would call the police.
Yeah, true.
Or if you video it and post it on FaceTime or Facebook or whatever, hey, look at me shooting this thing in my woods.
That's what I don't understand, Jay. Like all the footage that I'm getting are people that are posting themselves as themselves, shooting these off into the woods and stuff, and there's actually a couple places that were like selling them, and I don't understand how you could sell these things.
You would think that the ATF would look at those videos and you could very easily identify who the person is and where they're doing it. Most phones are geolocated for the videos that you're posting. You have to like set every single privacy setting to the most private setting for Facebook not to track where you are doing things. So I would think it would be easy, Bubba, and that would be very easy enforcement.
But they're selling them, Jay. They're selling them.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy on record buying it, because once that place gets busted, they're knocking on your door next.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really
listen,
scary.
I'm all about the Second Amendment, but those things are something that we don't need.
You can't control it.
You just don't need that type of automatic firepower in the hands of just Joe P. Citizen. Like those need to be in the hands of like SWAT and
not
like,
Joe P. Thug.
No, not Joe P. Thug. I mean, because they are. Oh my God.
You have the slippery slope argument with the Second Amendment, and so I'm one of you. We're all Second Amendment people, but there are reasonable restrictions.
Sure.
And saying that normal citizens shouldn't have fully automatic weapons is not that big of a deal. Taking away semis is a big deal.
No.
Because that just takes away any type of handgun that we would use.
I don't think any of us have a problem being big Second Amendment advocates that, listen, if you have a gun and you can fire it as fast as you can pull the trigger, so be it. I mean, like, that's a gun. Boom, 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 boom. Like, as fast as you can literally physically pull the trigger. I have no problem with you owning any type of gun for the most part. But when you start getting into the automatic aspects of it, things that our forefathers probably, I don't even know that we had automatic capabilities back then. It was muskets, right? I mean,
we didn't even have rifles.
Yeah, I mean, we had slingshots.
Ball.
But
ironically,
ball
in a tube.
Yeah, ball.
But ironically, they were weapons. They were weapons of war. When they try to say now, no one should have an M16 because the founders never contemplated people having weapons of war at home. Actually, they did.
Yeah.
They were everyone's rifles, literally like over half the rifles that were in the possession of Americans in the early days were ex-military rifles.
Right. Because, the war is over, and now what are we going to do with Grandpa's musket, right?
Exactly.
Well, we need it. I need Grandpa's musket. But I don't know that, our forefathers that framed the Second Amendment ever anticipated some of the weaponry that, that technology has come up with. And I think that there could be some limitations on, yes, I don't know if I'm a Second Amendment purist, where, but I don't think that there's a problem that our government steps in under the Second Amendment and has some tweaking thereof, and one of which I don't think the average Joe P. citizen needs to have a full-blown machine gun type gun. I just don't think you need that. I mean, you have every right to own a gun that can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. What else do you really need to protect? If you're going to go with just straight protecting my family, my home, my possessions, my property, any gun that you can buy that is semi-automatic is good enough for me. So continuing the Fauci lie. This is from his journal, And I'm all of this is there's a lot of good reading in there, and it just pretty much validates that he kind of knew. He absolutely knew this was a lab leak, but he was strategizing, including the FBI. The FBI on July 7th of 2021, they looked into the fact that it might have been a lab leak case, and Fauci called them a bunch of idiots, and they didn't know what they were talking about. So it summarizes here at the bottom. It says what he said publicly and what he said privately. So publicly, Fauci said the virus was totally consistent with an animal to human jump. Weeks later, he dismissed a natural virus escaping from a lab as a circular argument. Now, what he wrote privately in his journal is this. The scientists were staring at the, is it furin? Furin cleavage site and talking about the deliberate insertion.
What was he saying? Talking about like genes being inserted into the virus genome.
So Dan, why don't you read this, because you can probably navigate it through it better than I can, and you can start and stop and tell us what they're meaning here by some of this medical lingo.
The scientists were staring at the furin cleavage site and talking about deliberate insertion. That means we're talking about someone taking a piece of DNA and sticking it into an existing virus. And then he says if the virus came from a lab, an accidental release was considered the more likely scenario. Here's where I even challenge that. Because I read a book that Lemmy gave me a long time ago that had made perfect sense. And see, viruses have a fingerprint. And the fingerprint can also date them. So you can tell like which one came first. If you have two viral samples and they're both COVID viruses and one came out 6 months later, you can tell them apart. So when taking that technology and looking at the origin of COVID, my theory is consistent with what I read, and that is that there was an accidental release because some of the workers contaminated themselves and then transferred it to their family.
Just anybody they hung out with.
Right. And then in an attempt to cover that up, they went back a few months later to that wet market and purposefully released it again. So it was an accidental release followed by a cover-up purposeful release.
So accidental release initially.
Right.
Then they go back and try to cover their ass and make it come out of the wet market to try to give them that standing as to where that's where it came from.
Right. But the concept of it jumping from a pangolin or a bat to a human did not happen.
Period.
There's no animal isolated with the disease. In order for that to happen, you got to show an animal that's got that intermediary disease. It's Bigfoot. It's Loch Ness Monster. No one found it.
He was given a pardon.
Now here's RFK, and I think he breaks it down a little bit as well. Does he not?
Yes, he does.
Here we go.
Prospectively, from the last administration, we don't know if it was an auto pen pardon. It doesn't really matter for legality purposes, but Americans want to know, a lot of them, is there going to be any accountability for trillions of dollars lost, children's education destroyed?
What a great question. That's what everybody's thinking right now. Is this guy going to be held accountable?
DeSantis should file a criminal charges against him tonight or tomorrow.
Destroyed, and public health reputation, public health industry reputation shattered.
Yeah, and millions of people injured. You know, he lied about masks, he lied about social distancing, he lied about the transmission, he lied about natural immunity, he lied about the capacity, as you just said, of the vaccine to prevent infection. He got vaccinated at a very, very public press conference in January of 2020. And then 5 months later, he had, and this is the first time that we knew this from the diary, he had a pulmonary infarction, which is what?
What?
Danny, that means he may have had some adverse consequences from the vaccine. Is that what that means?
I don't know what a pulmonary infarction is.
Let me hear it.
You killed part of your lung with a
Let's hear it again.
5 months later, he had, and this is the first time that we knew this from the diary, he had a pulmonary infarction.
A pulmonary infarction.
That implies not like a clot from your leg, but like a clot, like the kind of plaques you have for heart disease. When you have a myocardial infarction,
And they're
the
saying
artery to the
Fauci
heart is blocked. So that means an artery to his lung was blocked with a clot.
Fauci's. Yes?
Yes, that's what they're implying.
Which is one of the adverse events that NIH, CDC, and FDA said are expected from the vaccine. He never told anybody. He got treated for it privately by the best doctors in America. At the same time, he was telling everybody that that was not an adverse event.
So he actually, this is new. He actually suffered from one of the side effects of getting fully vaxxed and had it secretly taken care of by physicians.
That's reprehensible, as he's telling people who don't need to get vaccinated, including children. If you remember, I don't know what the stats are now, but at one point in time, there were only 400 children that died within the United States, and all 400 of them had a marked clinical, like leukemia or significant like disease. There were no healthy children died. No healthy children died, Bubba, from COVID. Zero.
Yeah, none.
And he was telling everyone to vaccinate
were
at
still
the time that he was having a pulmonary infarction. Unbelievable.
Right.
It's reprehensible. It is like Danny said, it's diabolical. In my opinion, it's diabolical clinical narcissism power trip.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like, do you think
they were telling me my boy had to be vaccinated, and my boy was in that, so is Danny's, in that major age group that we're going to have serious myocardial issues, and there was going to be all types of cardiac issues for young boys, and there are lots of young boys and men that suddenly collapsed on soccer fields and football fields, and there's a lot of young boys and men who have problems with myocarditis that would have never had it. And I thought, because I'm just an ignorant lawyer, that myocarditis was just an infection of the heart that a kid gets over and it's fine. And Danny explained to me, well, most of the time when they get fine, they still have a deficit that's left. Is it a 10% deficit, a 20% deficit of heart function? And so it wasn't just like this little heart infection that the kids got over after a while. There's going to be kids that have clinical cardiovascular disease throughout their entire life because of this vaccination.
So let me ask you a question. Dan, is there a way that people moving forward that got fully vaxxed that potentially now could be having health-related issues to the vaccination, is there a test, or is there anything that they can do to actually, attribute whatever complication you may be having to the vaccination? Or will that never happen based on Big Pharma already having paid everybody off, already having made billions and billions, maybe trillions of dollars on all of this? Is there any means at all to be able to prove whatever you're suffering from might be vax related? Is what I'm trying to say.
There's overwhelming evidence. It's hard to prove. There's correlations. It's hard to prove causation. Just like Johnson & Johnson's dealing with the talc powder. They just signed off on a multi-billion-dollar settlement because a lot of people were able to convince a jury that the talc caused cancer, even though there may not be specific proof. And so when it comes to did it or didn't it, sometimes it comes down to a jury, and they determine whether or not, as a matter of fact, that this caused the disease. And so I think there's overwhelming evidence,
circumstantial evidence,
overwhelming evidence from the reporting that these complications were so out of the ordinary, so highly represented in the vaccine samples that there's no other conclusion but to say that these diseases were a result of the vaccine.
So are there going to be the Morgan & Morgans, the people that can really, really, really finance a huge, potential, what is that called?
Class action
suit?
But here's the other problem, Bubba. There's several problems to this. Number one, obviously that Fauci got federal immunity. Doesn't prevent state charges. But here's the other thing. When COVID first came out, they also did a law saying that there is civil immunity to all healthcare workers for any kind of mitigation efforts, meaning that doctors couldn't be held liable for giving a COVID vaccine, even if it was ineffective and dangerous, because they didn't want to discourage doctors from participating.
Or encourage them to scrutinize it. And so they gave a blanket civil immunity to any doctor. And what Danny figured out during the process was you also are immune from not giving it. So you could rely on the same immunity because it was treatment. And so if your clinical judgment was in your clinical judgment, you didn't think someone needed a vaccination, you couldn't be held responsible for that either. Right, Dan?
Right. And OSHA didn't want it talked about because I got a letter from OSHA saying OSHA does not wish to have any appearance of discouraging workers from receiving COVID-19 vaccination. It also does not wish to disincentivize employers' vaccination efforts. As a result, OSHA does not intend to enforce recording requirements to require any employers to record worker side effects from COVID-19 vaccination. OSHA tried to hide the complications and told me in a letter, I got this notification that don't report problems because we don't want to hear about it.
From OSHA.
From OSHA.
What? OSHA. To you.
Yep.
As a doctor.
Yep.
Saying, listen, if there's any complications, people rolling up in here saying that, that might be vaccine related, our name's Bennett and we ain't in it. Do not report to us at all.
So it was from the top to the bottom, psyop, misleading, power grabbing, genocidal event. And we all, like little bitches, fell into line and complied.
And if
then we stopped.
Hold on. We all fell in line like little bitches, and if we were not in line like little bitches,
got whipped,
and you were, inquisitive or using your knowledge to potentially question what's going on in this, arguably the greatest thing that we've ever had to face as a human race with regards to a medical shove down, meaning get this or else.
100%.
I don't know that we have ever or will ever face another medical shove down like that in our lifetime. And it was sit down, shut up, and fall in line. And if you don't, and if you are a doctor and you're just asking some questions or might have an alternative a route to be able to rid yourself of this pandemic, you were told to sit down, shut up, and if you don't, we are going to deplatform you, whether that's your medical license or your delivery mechanism of your show that you create every day.
And this will never happen again, and it happened 10 years too late. This had happened 10 years earlier. We didn't have the tools that we have now to spread information. And, I, again, also attribute a lot of this to Elon Musk buying Twitter. Because he allowed the information that had been suppressed to start flowing. And then when it flowed so much, they couldn't contain it any further.
Let's not forget, Dan, we only got our Twitter back because Elon Musk bought it. Yep. We weren't going to get our Twitter ever back. It had been taken from us.
It was for Danny telling remember, it was even more than opinions. He couldn't even tell his real experiences, his clinical experiences in treating patients was taboo. God forbid a doctor talk about what actually happened with his patient. That was a problem.
Dan couldn't get on the air and give you boots on the ground, real-time reporting of how he was treating this non-conventionally, meaning just don't get jabbed, but let's take X, Y, and Z. Let's roll in a Z-Pack. Let's roll in a deoxycycline. Let's have an ivermectin deal. Let's have a potential nebulizer. There was different routes with Dan's, madness, if you will, correct madness. And if we were, and it wasn't Dan's opinion. It was his recollection
research
of his existing patients.
It was exactly.
And not using any names for HIPAA violations, but said Sally S. and Johnny P. I'm treating with the X, Y, and Z. It's not the jab. It's working. And he damn near lost his medical license. Damn near. You guys don't even realize how touch and go it was. It was real. Steve was freaking out. It was.
We all were.
Oh, yeah.
And how nice was it to have Danny reassure us constantly throughout this that everything was going to be okay? And I know there's a lot of listeners expressing that in chat right now. And Dan, you really did. You gave so many people peace of mind. In addition to the 600 people you treated, there were lots of people, thousands of people that were actually listening to you because if I remember correctly, Rumble let a lot of it float, let a lot of it fly.
Yeah.
There was a lot that you were able to say on Rumble
Twitch.
that you were not able to say on Twitch.
On Twitch or YouTube. Those are the two worst.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook,
Right. And you know what else is weird is that so many doctors, my own comrades in my profession were so brainwashed that they would come after doctors if they thought for a minute they were thinking outside of the box. They'd come down. Family members, people that I've known and respected my entire life that are very highly educated, said that I'm an idiot.
Medical doctors.
You're
In
just
our
a
family.
plastic surgeon. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay. Die, mother.
There were doctors that called him an idiot, a quack, a plastic surgeon. What's he know? He's a plastic surgeon.
He's a boob guy.
Yeah.
When I was in the hospital with my my throat thing, and they look up what you're on, and it was on ivermectin. I remember the doctor kind of rolled his eyes when he was reading out the prescription, and he said, "Who assigned this?" I said, "Dr. Dan." He goes, "What kind of doctor is he?" I said, "Well, he's a plastic surgeon," and he kind of just rolled his eyes and said, "Okay."
Yeah. Dan wants to fight those guys like you wouldn't believe.
I do, man.
He really does.
Sometimes.
Dan's like, I could do your job with my eyes closed. Come in here and do a full-blown tummy tuck on a woman that lost 200 pounds with an arm lift, a boob lift, and a gob chaser. Right, Dan? I mean, please.
I mean, I fought with so many pharmacists, too, that were trying to practice medicine and telling me, I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. I have the right to refuse your prescription. Okay, asshole.
Well, actually, I'm going to play this going into words. Back in 2006, and the Democrats, you so desperately need this. You need this guy back. You need Clinton back. You guys need to reset your policy and your thinking to when you had the two most successful Democratic presidents in our lifetime. Do it that were by today's standards right wing. By today's standards of not opening up the border and letting 4 million illegal immigrants come into our country illegally, undocumented, we basically, when Biden was the president, we had open borders. There wasn't even there was portions of the wall that were knocked down and were not enforced. You could literally just roll right up in here. They say that it's between 4 and 5 million people are in this country based on Biden's open border policy. Almost like a don't ask, don't see, don't tell, just come on in. Well, this is Barack Obama when he was a senator criticizing the Bush administration on his immigration policy.
One of the central components of immigration reform is enforcement, and this bill contains a number of important provisions to beef up border security. But that's not enough. Real enforcement also means drying up the pool of jobs that encourages illegal immigration, and that can only happen if employers don't hire illegal workers. Unfortunately, our current employer enforcement system does little to nothing to deter illegal immigrants from finding work. Just a few statistics. Overall, the number of workplace arrests of illegal immigrants fell from 17,552 in 1997 to 451 in 2002, even as illegal immigration grew during that time.
That was a two-term Democratic president when he was a senator from Illinois, questioning that Bush was too easy on immigration.
But he won't say that now. He won't say that now. He'll say, my opinion has evolved. And Clinton will say, my opinion has evolved.
I don't know that they do.
They won't. He was a man. He said a marriage is between a man and a woman. And then a year later, he's had the rainbow flag on the White House.
I can see how you change that one. I can see how you change a marriage is between a man and a woman. I see that. That ship has already sailed. All of America thinks that.
I'm just talking about his changing of opinions. He went in a year to change that. 1 year.
I think they need to go back to that immediately. When the way Clinton came through the system and the way that Barack came through the system is far more palatable and far more easy to understand and potentially get behind than these Mandami, AOCs, Omar, all of that. That's what the Democratic parties became, and they need to shuffle it right back to here. Because if you shuffled it back to that,
they'd be powerful.
There's people like myself that could potentially get behind that.
But it's moved so far
that's now right.
That was now what was considered a liberal Democrat
is
25 years ago.
Conservative Republican.
Or an independent.
No, right wing.
Yeah, absolutely. But they need to be spewing that nonsense.
They've left you all behind. There's so many people that the modern Democrat Party has left behind.
Because they become woke and weird.
And so fragmented to specific special interests.
Man, if Bill Clinton, I know he's older than dirt. I'd almost put him back in there.
But he'd be just like Kamala Harris because they lose their souls to the party.
I think he'd be all right. I mean, we're arguing over a moot point, but a moot point. But I think he'd be better than anything they got.
But it's not really a moot point.
Who do they got?
People like Bill Maher,
Gavin Newsom.
No,
Put that
people like Bill Maher talking about.
No, he's dropping quick.
What's that, Jay?
And I was trying to say, Bill Maher, people like Bill Maher are talking about voting for J.D. Vance or having their mind open because traditional liberals no longer can support a platform where the platform is, open borders, defund ICE, no prisons, no presidency, no Senate. It's the most insane platform ever, the DSA, and the Democrats are doing nothing to actually distance themselves or protect their party. And they're allowing these DSA candidates use their money.
Oh yeah,
using their money in the two-party system. They're infiltrating it.
I actually have. This woman was on Fox News, and she is the co-chair of the DSA National.
Yep.
So wait till you hear this bitch. And this is doing is fragmenting the Democratic Party. Brian Petroni doesn't feel this way. John,
nope.
any liberal.
John Morgan does not.
No,
but they accept them into their party. They let them fly with their flag on.
This is going to destroy their party.
Well, yes, I agree.
This is going to destroy their party, and they need to be calling this out, saying we're not with those whack jobs. We're not with them. I got that next. Stand by.
Quite simply, you're listening to pure filth. And he's damn proud of it. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Wiley from yesterday.
I can't believe that anyone would get behind the DSA if they looked at their platform. What up, Jeff Schwartz? Fire Marshal Bizill. Nightbot, what up? Thank you, Dirt Merchant. No, I know, and I've actually voted Democrat before many times. In Florida, we've had bad governor choices, and I voted for Democrat governors before, Bob Martinez, and I've really been a candidate type of guy, but these candidates are insane. What up, Brandon Foster from Brooksville? Thank you, Fire Marshal Bizill. Appreciate it. I don't even like lawyers, so the fact that I'm your favorite lawyer makes me feel good. What up, Biggie? Internet Fred, good morning. Thank you, Grouper Lips. Man, I'm loving being able to communicate with you guys. I got to figure out how to do it where it doesn't make noise so I don't disrupt the show, because I'd like to check in with Rumble too. How are we on the thumbs up? Only 828. We can do better. What up, Sicilian Redneck? Good morning. Thank you, Dirt Merchant. Trying to make sure the sound quality is good for Bubba. I want to make sure it's seamless. Congratulations, HS Bubba fan. That's a big transition in life. Good luck with that. You're right about that white iced tea. Danny has a very strong opinion on that one as well.
Not sure.
Fauci's been embedded in the federal government since the Reagan administration. What up, Jeff Schwartz? No, it's the Motor Enclave. I have an office here, and Macho came out and did a direct Ethernet connection. It's about half the distance to the studio. So when I have a busy day, work day, Bubba's given me the blessing of doing it from here. I'm still coming to the studio on days for sure. But there's certain days it's impossible for me. And then one of these days we're going to do, I would hope, some sort of broadcast out here with Bubba and everybody, because it's pretty amazing. What up, Bubba Army for life? No worries. How does it look and sound, Jeff Schwartz? I'm loving being able to talk to you guys, though. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. I'll take #perfect any day. And I do like, Macho, when you make my voice sound this good, it's awesome. I feel like I could do night calls with JD Hocko.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. If you're looking for a Volkswagen or any quality used vehicle, it's Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. You can get financing as low as 0% APR on new VWs and as low as 1.9 APR on certified pre-owned. Over 200 new VWs in stock. Over 200 used vehicles in stock. You're looking for a specific car or truck or something they don't have? They'll find it for you. Mention Bubba Army, get an additional $1,000 off new or used. No questions asked. Ask for my boy Rolo. For more information, go to VWofWC.com. Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
I'm taping with my co-host Pete today. Deadly Intentions. There is a channel on YouTube named @Deadly Intentions Show. @Deadly Intentions Show. It's kind of hard to find because we only have one episode up, which is the Gilgo Beach Killer. A new episode will drop this Thursday at 10 a.m. on the Deadly Intentions Show YouTube channel, and then we'll follow that up with a noon release on Friday on @The Bubba Army. But do me a favor, we're at like almost 900 subscribers on the Deadly Intentions YouTube. Love to, in about an hour and 15, 20 minutes when I start taping with Pete, be able to, I'd love to have 1,000 subscribers with our first week, and we're almost there. We're like 116 away from hitting that. And so I know there's, of the 1,700 people on YouTube, the however many on Rumble, however many on Twitch, however many on X, however many on Facebook, and so all the various places that you might be watching and or listening, AM 820, Florida Man Radio in Panama City, Florida Man Radio in Fort Walton Beach, Phoenix. By whatever means you're catching the program, there's got to be at least 120 of you out there that are not following our Deadly Intentions show page on YouTube. And if you could so kindly go over there and follow it, I'd love to get to 1,000. That would make me internally very happy. So thank you for that. I think that we're not too far from monetizing it, right? I mean, I think you and Gary might know more about that, but is it 500 subscribers?
1,000.
Is it 1,000?
Yeah.
So look, we're 116 before being able to make a little money.
It's easier to find now, Bubba. You remember I was having difficulty finding it last week? Now you can just put in the one word Deadly Intentions in the search bar, and it will come up within 2 things. You'll see the Giglio Beach.
Because, when we were doing it last week, it was brand new. It never been aggregated. There's no algorithm on it. Now there is. Yeah. We nearly have 1,000 subscribers. We need 1,000 to monetize it. It's a slow build. It's a true crime deal. I have watched the Gilgo Beach one. We have had meetings about it, how to make it better. On each episode, I think will get better. I'll keep trying to have Pete step up and talk into the mic a little bit more because he's very soft-spoken. Try to continue to work on our timing and tell good true crime stories. And I think we're almost at 2,000 views on the Deadly Intentions on that side of the deal. And that's the channel I'd like to build. Yes, you can watch it through, my YouTube channel, which I think is over 1,000 views, but would really prefer for you to follow the Deadly Intentions YouTube page if you could, please. It's at Deadly Intentions Show. Hit the subscription button. It costs nothing. And hopefully we can continue to slow build that. And, it turns into something. I'd like that. The true crime space is big enough for us to come in, especially with Pete's knowledge. He's practically a Rain Man on all this stuff. Was sentenced to 40 years in federal prison, did 25. Jay, can you imagine doing 25 years in federal prison, how that would just absolutely harden you? Oh, my God.
I couldn't imagine I'm hardened already. I couldn't imagine what I would think of everything.
And I wish... I would love for you to meet him, a real lawyer, because this guy is like a jailhouse lawyer.
I would do a show with you, Bubba.
He had 18 prisoners that he got at least 50% of their sentence reduced. Some of his success stories were time served. They'd come and let him out after Pete filed his appeals and all the various forms and he spent 10 hours a day, Jay, in the law library, reading case law, reading various things. Very well read. I mean, unbelievable.
A non-lawyer who just figured out how to practice law in jail, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which made him the most popular guy in the entire prison because he was the dude that if he took your case on, he'd gotten, X amount of dudes off already. So anyway, he's an amazing guy. He's was one of the largest Los Angeles drug kingpins. His story in itself is unbelievable. We told it last week. That'll probably be episode like 7 or 8. Which one are we getting ready to tape today? Like episode 9, maybe?
I believe it. Yeah, 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing
got that many in the bucket already.
Yeah. Well, it's very labor intensive for poor Gary. I'm trying to get Gary some help on the deal. Gary, continue to look for that help. I want to help you, my friend. So this bag. Man, if I'm Bill Clinton or Barack Obama and your Democratic royalty, Jay, do you think that those two big, huge twin towers of Democratic, Democratic prowess, if you will, do you think that they still have a major input within the party, or has the party gotten away from them a little bit?
I think it's a yes and no. I think within the traditional Chuck Schumers, Hakeem Jeffries, and Nancy Pelosi's, he still holds some power. That's how they were able to, get Joe Biden back in there. But he still doesn't hold enough power that he thought there should have been an open primary rather than Joe Biden and picking Kamala Harris. And they ignored his his thoughts.
Well,
Because
you
he
know,
thought with an
John-
open primary, they'd have a better shot at actually beating Trump.
When we
than
had-
just go ahead.
When we had John Morgan on, I'm sorry to interrupt you, bud. When we had John Morgan on, John Morgan was like, I'm not donating to the Kamala Harris deal because us true Democrats didn't have an option to choose.
Correct.
You know, like much like you're saying.
So you talk about a threat to democracy. How about ordaining somebody to be a presidential candidate without a primary? And so he does have a lot of clout within the party, but not within these DSA people.
I know.
So not
So-
the AOCs and not the Mandanis and all these new people that come up there. They literally will say, those are the old guard. What do they know? They don't know anything. They're old.
Can't there be somebody of sound mind in the Democratic world to say, listen, these are the outliers of our party. These are the weirdos of our party. You know, much like the Republicans might have Antifa or the Proud Boys or whatever like that. Those are outliers within our party. That's not the core of what our party as liberal, Democrats what we represent. And these type of weirdos are going to ruin us if we don't distance ourselves from this right here.
Don't they have Fetterman doing that, and they all hate Fetterman now?
Yeah.
I think Fetterman is making more and more sense. I think that guy's more on point than any of them.
Well, they're trying to get him out for his next election.
They're trying to get him thrown out?
Yep.
Hold on here.
Okay, so we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of
This girl here is Megan Romer.
Oh.
This beast is named Megan Romer, and she's the co-chair for the Democratic Socialist. Is it Democratic
of America?
Is that what it's?
I think it's of America, Democratic Socialists of America.
Democratic Socialists of America.
Doesn't that sound lovely?
No, it doesn't.
No,
even
I mean they
make
make
sense.
it sound so good. It's like waterboarding. I want to go waterboarding. I just did that at Surf Ranch. I don't want to get forcibly drowned, a drown simulation. So they just choose words. There's nothing Democrat about this platform when you hear it.
your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false.
Now, I don't care where you align yourself politically. There is no way that this country, regardless of who is in charge, can abide by these beliefs. We will absolutely be over as a country on fundamentally everything that our forefathers framed for us to succeed by. We will absolutely lose all four. We will be on the axles and in a civil war if any of this would go through.
Platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on the...
Eliminate the U.S. Senate.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's say we do. What are you going to do in lieu of that?
Well, it's only one of the three branches of government.
Right. Just, okay, you want to get rid of this. Okay, I got it. What are you proposing we do thereafter? Nothing? Replace the president and Supreme Court with an executive.
Abolish the Senate.
Replace the president and Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen by and subordinate to Congress. So you're saying Congress now picks. First of all, the Senate's gone. We have 546 congressmen and women that seem like they run the entire show, including but not limited to picking the president and the Supreme Court. These people are going to pick them. The AOCs,
There's the other two branches.
and the Jasmine Crockett's and the Omar Elian and all of those are the people that are going to pick our president, not the public, not you and me and Jay and the next guy, but the people that we put in the Congress. They're going to pick our president and the Supreme Court.
True. Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them. Yep. Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
All right, so when you defund the Pentagon, so does that mean we no longer have a military?
Yeah.
Jay?
Well, the Indian military, they just want to get rid of the higher ups.
Well, okay, well then how do you think the military operates without direction? The average, the grunt that just went through basic training, he's supposed to know what he's supposed to do and where he's supposed to go and who he's report to and what his duties are. If you don't have any of the higher ups navigating that ship, what, he's just going to be a bunch of trained killers?
Abolish
Yeah, it'd be like the
prison.
IRG, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. It'd just be just like that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Here we go.
At least in large part.
Let me see what she just said here.
Absolutely. Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Abolish prisons. So now, okay, all right, I'm just going to, where are those people going?
Well, you don't get prosecuted.
But I'm saying
They're your neighbors, Bubba.
So the guy that is up for 40 years because he killed somebody, family of 4. We're just supposed to say, "Come on, Johnny, come on out here, buddy. You're going to be okay.
Community.
You're going to be okay."
Yeah, he needs help, Bubba.
Yep. Support from his community.
Yeah,
We
again,
just need to
that
support
is
him
part
more.
of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
Yes.
So hold on. Tesla, SpaceX, Microsoft, Meta, Chevy, Ford, Tesla. I mean, the
Social media companies.
These are now supposed to be owned by the people?
Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
You? The next guy?
We would own Tesla.
That's what Venezuela did when they took everyone's gas stations from them. They took everyone's properties from them. And then Venezuela went from one of the most successful, profitable countries in the world to one of the most starved and desolate countries in the world.
So my question is, who gets them? Like, who gets these companies? Who gets them?
The people.
Prisons.
The people.
Government
Here we go.
or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to put up on this.
Well, there you go.
There's not a lot of wavering in her answers either, Bob.
No.
It was like, yep, absolutely,
Well,
long-term goal.
Her background, her working background before she got into her political career, she spent years working in nonprofit arts world, focusing on promoting folk music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super qualified
And
to
she's
run
the
our country.
co-chair. She's the co-chair of this new up-and-coming Democratic Socialist, the Democrat Socialists of America Party, which is what? Let me at this point. I mean, is AOC considered that?
Yes, she is.
Is Ilhan Omar part of that?
Yes.
Madami?
I believe so.
Definitely
Yes.
him.
Probably Tim Walz. Probably the mayor of Seattle. Probably the mayor of New York. I'm sorry, of Los Angeles.
The bald chick in Boston is. I know that. Or Massachusetts.
This is in. I got to do this and then go into words. This is Iranian television, and they released this yesterday. And it's not in English. It's in Arabic or whatever language they speak in Iraq. And it talks about killing Melania Trump and Barron Trump. It talks about literally, and this is running on their Iranian television system for people to watch, and it's been transcribed in English so that I can read it to you. But it starts out, Melania Trump's security team operates independently of the U.S. president.
تیم حفاظت ملانیا ترامپ مستقل از رئیس جمهور آمریکا عمل می‌کند. سرویس
The Secret Service also uses the unique identifier Muse for her instead of the traditional codename Mockingbird. So they are now releasing intel as to what her code name to be used when Secret Service is communicating back and forth as to where she's at, where she's headed. You know, we have her. We're protecting her. Is it Muse?
نیز برای او به جای رمز سنتی مرغ مقدس.
An Iranian state media channel published a video that appeared to be suggested possible ways to target First Lady Melania Trump. So these are this is Iranian, an Iranian state media channel that's giving you as a terrorist or as a bad guy inside intel as to how to potentially try to assassinate our First Lady.
Well, they're doxing her essentially because anywhere she goes and stays, when she gets a reservation, it's a reservation under Muse or Mockingbird, and so now they're telling whoever's listening to this how to look for her.
Right.
It's doxing her.
Exactly.
لد شناسه اختصاصی میوز را به کار میبرد. علاقه شدید ملانیا
Melania's obsession for fashion has become her biggest weakness.
به داشتن ظاهری هماهنگ با استانداردهای مد به بزرگترین نقطه ضعف زندگیش.
See all those covers?
Yes.
Not one of them happened after she was first lady.
Oh, yeah, I know.
She's the only first lady that hasn't. She's like, that's okay. I was on the cover before I was first lady. Look at all those covers.
Yeah.
And they haven't put her on one time as a first lady.
تبلیغ شده است. ملانیا علاقه
Melania has a special interest in the luxury department stores on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, New York. Again, furthering telling potentially a bad person that has bad thoughts and intentions onto potentially where she could be.
به فروشگاه‌های زنجیره‌ای لوکس خیابان.
Basically, Jay, at this point, potentially setting up a potential bomb or something at these particular places. By saying this, it's certainly not for the good.
پنجم منهتن نیویورک نظیر برگدورف گودمن و
such as Bergdorf Goodman and Saks Fifth Avenue.
ساکس فیفت آنیو دارد. این مکان‌ها می‌تواند
These places could be suitable for operations by global freedom fighters.
Oh my lord.
برای عملیات آزادیخواهان جهان.
Now don't think there's not some Iraqi nut job that lives here in America that, still loves the regime and wants to do their dirty work here abroad and be, that infamous martyr that you would be if you would do something bad of what they're suggesting. And so, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. And if I'm Donald Trump and I see this, I'm now fighting for my family. Not only am I fighting for the United States, the average American, but I'm fighting now for my family.
You want to guarantee the obliteration of Iran? Have someone assassinate Melania Trump. That did not go well for Iran. That would be the most horrific, reprehensible
I think I've said Iraq
thing
a few times.
ever.
I meant Iran.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what they're suggesting. Is they're trying to get
basically poking him
the
in
civilians.
The chest. They're basically poking him in the chest, saying, "What are you going to do about it, big boy?"
Yeah.
Well, I got something for you, bud. The video comes after Iran displayed a series of disturbing anti-Trump murals in Islamic Revolution Square, which is equivalent to their Times Square, of him in a casket. Is that all? I think.
Is it time to blow that square up?
Including one showing President Trump in a coffin with the Persian language phrase "We kill Trump." Yeah, when you're doing propaganda videos about where another one depicting a burning White House with coffin imagery featuring Trump, the First Lady, and his children. If you're doing propaganda videos, there you go. Look at that. That's enough. That's all I've seen. That's enough I need to see to make them the next Nagasaki, Hiroshima. I mean, at this point, you're protecting your family. When they're sending out propaganda videos for nut jobs that probably live in our country, and so that you can potentially target where she shops or where she might be potentially, doing business, and what her code name is over the radio or over, Secret Service intel, what her code name is, and the places that she likes to visit, and basically, goading people into doing something not so cool. I'm done negotiating. What is there left to talk about?
Nothing.
I'm getting frustrated with it, Bubba, as well.
Yeah.
And I think that he's been waiting for the world to come rally, and so now some of the Arabic states may be coming around. But where's France? Where's England? Where's NATO? Why aren't they helping us with the Strait? Like you're saying, what we're giving Iran the potential of a new control mechanism that if the rest of NATO and everyone would just help open up the Strait, then we would have no problem. The rest of the world is letting Trump put himself out there, and the United States spend all of our time, our money, and our blood and for their benefit, when 90% of the oil that comes out of there goes to the rest of the world, not us.
Right, exactly. But we got to be the police. Let me, before I go to words, man, thank you. I think we're at 931.
Getting there.
I'm 69 away on the Deadly Intentions Show podcast page on YouTube. So it would be youtube.com/ or at Deadly Intentions Show. I got 69 before I hit 1,000. I'm going to start taping with Pete today about 10:30, Lum.
Perfect.
I got to go poop. I got to poop bad. And, maybe get a little bite to eat. And then let's plan on maybe Macho having everything set up by 10:30.
Will do.
If Pete needs to print anything out, would you get that as well?
Yes.
Thank you. 69 away. I'd love to be able to be very boastful to Pete and say, Pete, we got 1,000 subs today, my friend. 2,000 views. Baby steps. When we return, Elian Omar's day has finally come. There's no getting out of this one. Federal investigators are now circling her over the millions that she and her husband allegedly racked in while she was in Congress. I think she entered into Congress having a personal wealth of like $12,000, and I think as the latest reporting, she's at $30 million. Whew. And they're starting to circle the wagons on all this, including that new law that just went down where, you and your relatives cannot actively be in the stock market or trading commodities or anything like that if you are a member of the Congress or Senate, which I'm all for.
Yep.
Let me. What was the hundreds of thousands? What was the tens of thousands of percent that?
16,000.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi has gotten 16,000% returns.
Yes.
Well, this Omar bitch, I think she's finally has she been rung up on congressional hearings or something? Are they ringing her? Not yet.
Nope. And it looks like her net worth, according to this, was in the negative when she joined Congress.
She was negative. Much like me, if I was to be a congressman, I'm negative. But I'd still be negative because I can't trade worth of crap. I don't have enough money to trade.
Well, you get to 174,000 if you're in Congress.
Yeah, I need that.
You can turn that to 33 million.
Yeah. I couldn't even mess that up. We'll do that next.
And just so you know, hot dog.
There's not enough soap in the world to make him clean up his act.
Get out of my sight!
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Put yourself over. Hi, Lum Lum.
Hey, Bubba.
Come on, people. Can you please? I need 69 more. Go to our YouTube channel. It's at Deadly Intentions Show. 943. That puts me 67 away, I think. Lummy, my brother, he's a hero to me. Let me see here. 43. Oh, 57. I got 57 away.
Better.
Fucking idiot I am. Thank you, Gooch, for the Hun today. Appreciate you. I appreciate James Donahoe, 843 Bubba. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you a lot.
Paper Towel Willie.
Paper Towel Willie, the man. Thank you, Paper Towel Willie. You're so fucking good to us. Paper Towel Willie's a good dude.
Super good dude.
I gotta say hi to Joe from the West Side. I got a nice card from him.
Good old boy.
How's Kenny Price doing? We heard from Kenny?
I heard from him like a month ago. He was doing good. He's just, enjoying his land. So, Longnecker.
$9.43. Let me see if I got
I'm back.
telethon type.
Had to go to the bathroom real quick, everybody.
$9.53.
There you go.
That's 47.
See Deadly Intentions.
Subs?
47 away.
All right.
Yeah, I know much.
Good job, Brian.
We could do some likes.
I'll be
over
out
here
by
too,
45.
guys.
47.
Isn't it crazy, Smoke 711? Thank you, Dirt Merchant. Nice, Frank. Thank you.
Cooper Lips. I'm sure you guys can hear Jay on hot mic.
And two-tier justice, Smoke 711. I mean, there's no justice for Bubba in Tampa Bay. Never has been. And, you know, everyone can say, oh, it's paranoia. It's not paranoia, it's perception. And I was there when he figured it all out in the deposition. It was one of the most mind-boggling days I've had in my career. Thank you, 843 operator. Mach told me the right equipment to get, and him coming in here and hooking it up has been absolutely perfect. And I can't wait to get Bubba over here to do something.
Semi-Auto Glass is a family-owned business ran by the brothers Michael and Travis Hatscombe with over 40 years of combined family experience in the auto glass industry. They bring a wealth of knowledge to every job, whether it's semis, whether it's heavy equipment, or whether it's your fleet. Semi-Auto Glass meets all of your auto and truck glass needs. Windshields, back glass, door glass, and automatic window repair. So easy to get a hold of. 813-245-1936 or semiautoglass.com.
So the lawyers are nervous, and that's a good sign. Back to Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Lummy. They are.
Sicilian Redneck, $20.
Thank you, Sicilian Redneck, $20. Let me give you a little gimmick here. Sounds good.
That's your macho for getting Jay's hot mic hooked up.
Oh, Jay's mic sounds better than our mics. For real. I want Jay's processing.
Well, now Jay can talk to the chat or the people.
Oh, he can?
Hot mic, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So, which is nice. I like to interact with them, but man, if I could have my voice come out like this in a trial match, if you could come just do my AV for next trial so I could always sound like this, it would be amazing.
Or on depositions or whatever, man. Sounds great. Lummy, we're only 35 away. The Bub Army's helping me out so much. Thank you so much. 965 subs on the Deadly Intentions Show podcast page on YouTube. So, again, we're only 35 away. I think we were like, what, 70 away a little bit ago?
Yeah, about that.
So thank you so much. I'm taping today. Pete's going to roll in here about 10:30. And I'd like to have over 1,000 and be like a little giddy bitch saying, Pete, we hit over 1,000, my friend. We're not doing this for maybe we can make a little bit of money with it.
You got this by today, guaranteed.
I hope so. We're again at Deadly Intentions Show on YouTube. Follow us now. when you follow us, try to watch the episode if you could. It's an hour and 12 minutes long, and it's very informative. And we have watched this episode and learned and made some wholesale changes on how we're going to do things. And things will continually get better. I'm trying to get Gary some help to help him because that poor guy is so underwater.
What a stud.
He is. He's such a good dude. And I hope his wife's getting better. Is she getting better, Lummy, from her little situation?
Yeah, it seems like it's getting there.
Is his headspace good? Not so much. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
it's
anyway,
scary.
It's scary. He overthinks everything.
Yes.
Fox News alert, Ilhan Omar under investigation after racking up millions while she was in Congress. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork had...
Let me 26 away.
What's up, Kevin?
Good to see you, my friend.
Is it me or is it like Kevin paints on his hair?
He's got the best hairline in TV. It's unbelievable.
It is, man.
What's the old saying? Follow the money? Well, that's precisely what the House Oversight Committee is doing.
All right, so this is a House Oversight Committee. This isn't just, this is a real deal.
They are probing squad member Ilhan Omar's skyrocketing family wealth, Jesse, especially in the wake of that $9 billion, some would argue $19 billion, Somali social services fraud scandal that exploded in her district in Minnesota. The oversight chair, James Comer.
And I wonder how the people, the constituents of her particular area got the heads up that there was this child care loophole that you could get federally subsidized and basically get free money if you just set up a P.O. box and you were in the child care industry. Meanwhile, nobody was actually watching any kids. And some of these people were getting $50,000 and $80,000 and $100,000 a month, and all they had were basically P.O. boxes. They didn't have any facilities, any romper room or kinder care type deals. They just found this woman probably told a bunch of her Somalia constituents in Minnesota that there was this federal fund that was coming down and how they could go grab it, right? How else would they have gotten the information?
Well, one of the people that actually has been convicted in Minnesota has been proven to be in contact with Ilhan Omar's administration. And her only thing is, well, they don't have any proof I spoke to them. Well, your administration did. You're the people that run your campaign, the people that run your office, your congressional office.
That'd be like saying one of your attorneys underneath you, your cousin, Dan, whatever, they gave legal advice, bad legal advice, but it's not on you because it's on the firm, right?
It's right. It's a perfect analogy, Bubba, because if that happened, it would be like saying that, well, I didn't get the information, but my law firm did.
Yeah, but two of my attorneys underneath me or partners of the firm, they gave bad advice that put you guys potentially at liable as a firm. But Jay couldn't say to the bar or anybody, listen, I didn't know about that, but 3 of my attorneys did. We're not on the hook here. Hang them out to dry. No, they'd be like, no, Jay, that's not how it works, buddy.
Exactly.
Try again, kid.
Says his team's lawyers are exploring the extraordinary step of subpoenaing Omar's spouse over his curious business practices. Republicans want to know how the Somali-born Omar and her politically connected husband, Tim Minette, went from being nearly broke to being worth around $30 million in just a year, according to her 2024 disclosure.
In just a year. From, I think Lemmy may have said, a negative deficit.
Negative 45,000.
Her personal worth was negative 45,000 when she took the job. And in a year, she's up to 30 million. Not to be confused with the hundreds of millions of people that were able to, in her district, fraudulently defraud the United States government under this big Somalia child care caper. That's just now starting to come to fruition, too.
Reforms. Quoting Comer now, there are a lot of questions as to how her husband accumulated so much wealth.
From negative 45,000 to 30 million in a fiscal year.
They started the right winery.
For the past 2 years.
You mean they made so much money they were able to start now dabbling in their own winery?
No, that's where all the money supposedly came from. They started a California winery.
Okay.
It's not possible. It's not. And he's a money guy. Minette and his partner, Will Haler, back in 2022, formed an investment firm, Jesse, named Rose Lake Capital. They had $42 in their bank account at the time. But
Rose Lake Capital had $42 in its checking in its account when she took office.
In a year, up to $25 million, according to Omar's filing. By the way, he also has a wine business that went from next to nothing to millions on its books. Not surprisingly, associates were so perplexed about the irregularities, they brought information and attention to the feds to, look into it. Now, for her part, the Congresswoman has repeatedly, and I say defiantly, denied any wrongdoing.
How can there not be wrongdoing? I don't know of anybody. Whether it's Jeff Giraganti that has the most successful restaurant business of any person that's outside of a franchising concept, outside of, Lummy, the only way that somebody could get that rich was be either hit the lottery or become a very highly sought after athlete that was, like a first round or a first round draft pick or the hottest kid coming out of the NIL. There's no other way to go from 40. I mean, unless Jay won a case against Big Tobacco, even Jay Diaco's not going to go from, what is that? A multiplier of negative 45,000 to 30 million. Is there a percentage of turnaround on that? I don't even know how you'd figure it out.
What percentage of human beings have ever made $30 million in 2 years? It's very, very, very unusual. It's not like it just happens by chance. That's not lightning striking.
And not like having any really tangible things to say that you made it by other than investments. Nobody has that type of return. And nobody has that type of windfall unless you're a professional athlete, and you get drafted first round, Jay. You could pull that kind of money. You went but there's so many rare instances as how a person could turn their financial, a non-celebrity, non-athlete investor. I don't know of anybody
virtually impossible
that goes from negative 45,000 to 30 million in 1 year. Well, even if you were on the precipice of the initial IPO of Facebook or PayPal or Gates, Bill Gates, Microsoft.
The SpaceX guys didn't make 30 million.
No.
So it looks like when they combined their net worth, Tim and her, it was 51,000 was their net worth, so it's a 3,500% increase. So they went from 51,000 to 30 million.
Being also careful to criticize the ongoing probe, but sometimes they say, Jesse, the ones who yell the loudest have the most to hide.
Well, innocent until proven guilty, I'm sure.
Right. Oh yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Of course, that's what we all stand by. I got to go to words in short space, everybody, but I'm only 3 subs away from 1,000. Woo! God dang it, Bubba Army. I love you guys. Thank you. And make sure you watch the Gilgo Beach investigation that led to Rex Harriman's arrest. And I think did he have 8 or 9 murders? I think it was 8. I think they had 8 on him. That's last week's episode. This week's episode, is it the Golden State Killer? Lummy, do you know?
I believe so. Yeah, that was your second one. I'll find out.
Get a hold of the Gary Cantrell if you could.
Yes, we'll do.
Go to YouTube and follow us. I'm 3 subs away from 1,000. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Does that mean, Lummy, we can start making some money with it?
Yes, sir.
Really? We might make $10 this month.
Right.
$10 for July.
Don't spend it all.
That's awesome, though.
You got to start somewhere, my friend.
That's right.
At Deadly Intentions Show on the YouTube. Follow us, if you will. We'll have a new episode that drops Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I began to hallucinate and thought a houseplant was talking to me.
Prescription medication.
Oh, man.
Prescription medication.
Rare delicacy.
It takes a lot of great prescription medication to make the show sound this mediocre. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
.com, third slot. And was it recommended? No,
right,
it was.
1,000?
What did you say?
recommended.
Fred, what up, buddy?
Recommended TV though.
I think it was trending.
Oh no, you told me to go to browse.
Yeah, then recommended.
All right, browse, then popular, and then recommended, right?
Yes.
Yep, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 11th.
There's still in the top 15.
Second row.
What up,
That's
Organic
good.
Gene? Good morning. Jeff Frierson, 8764. Hope everyone is well.
I gotta think that it might be doing pretty good over there.
It's got to be. If it's getting this much little push.
Nice. Bubba will be thrilled. That's super cool. I'm going to watch that episode today. How are we on the likes? 964. We can do better than that. What's up, Pull of Your Luck? Good morning. Denver. Let me see. What's the weather like there right now? Nice to be back, Ned Thizzerps. Are you guys hot in Colorado right now? Pull your luck.
Golden State Killer is the next one.
Okay.
July, August, it's got to be great hiking weather. I just don't know what it's like down in the valley. It's got to be hot. Yeah, that heat wave, it's been all over the place. This morning I woke up, it was like 82 degrees and it already had a feel like of 98. Yeah, it was 104 when we were in Palm Springs. But it's a different kind of heat. It's a dry heat. You know, it's so wet here. It's so humid. It just, I don't know. I prefer the dry heat. Hot as balls is the correct term of art, 843 operator. You're right about that. The forecast for the next couple of weeks is hot as balls. There's so many people, Brandon Foster, that have no idea that we're still on the air. It just surprises me. When I just tell people go to YouTube or Facebook, they're blown away.
Thank you, Bubba Army, so much.
Nice. Back to normal. My mom said the heat wave went away in New Jersey, but it's
over
still
over 1,000.
pretty damn hot.
Love you guys.
Yes, you do, Fire Marshal Bizzle. You guys got Bubba's back for sure. Oh, that sounds beautiful, Ned Thizzerps. Pools make a big difference, Trash Guy. Congratulations on that. That's a big deal. Amazing for kids. All the other kids want to come to your house and hang out. Did we make 1,000 on our end yet? Deadly Intentions did. No, we're not doing it. You guys are. We didn't do it. Stuck at 969.
Thank you, Bub Army. All 102.
El Nino,
Look
for
at that.
sure. As a surfer,
We're 20 to the
this year.
good.
It's been amazing.
20 to the
apologize for interrupting your regular program.
Yo, Power
Should hit these with everything we got, sir.
Living vicariously through his bizarre world.
Imagine how much protein's in my body.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Thank you, Bubba Army. Let me work 20 to the good on the Deadly Intentions gimmick. That's so awesome. Let me actually Googled what does it take to monetize my YouTube channel. 500 subscribers, 3 public uploads, which we won't have that till next week. 3,000 watch hours. There you go. Oh, well, hold on. Add 2. 1,000 subscribers.
There you go.
4,000 public watch hours on long-term videos in the past 365 days, or 10 million public short. Well, we're not going to have.
So we need people to start to keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching, because now I need watch hours. I don't know how many watch hours. I don't have the back end to this.
I do.
You guys do.
We need a little bit more, so keep watching.
So let me like, we hit the G-ball, but so what is it again? 4,000 watch hours?
Yes.
No, hold on. Yeah, 4,000 watch hours.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
You can just say how many watch hours we got. How many watch hours do we got? Do we got 1,000?
It's close.
Okay, good. Lummy's not wanting to let me down. This is the whack job mentality. I think of like a DSA type deal. Taxpayer dollars funding a program to prevent pregnancy and transgender boys. Yeah, Jay didn't even know what I was gonna talk about next, and just the headlines make him chuckle. Yeah, taxpayer dollars funding a program to prevent pregnancy and transgender boys. And by the way,
which is a girl.
Deadly Intention show on YouTube. Now start watching it so I can get my public watch hours up. And that's the last thing we got, Lummy. We hit the 1,000. Now we just got to hit the 4Gs.
Let's go.
Adapting an LGB plus inclusive teen pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys.
This guy's
I can't
awesome.
even say this without laughing.
Who is this guy? He's a congressman from somewhere, Mr.
Brandon
Gill.
Yeah, Brandon
Where's
Gill.
he from? I like the dude.
He's been tearing people apart the last 2 weeks. I've just seen him recently, and he must be a lawyer because he does a pretty effective cross-examination.
Yeah, it's Texas.
Do you think that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I am not familiar with that grant, but I think bench research, government investment in scientific and pharmaceutical
teen pregnancy
research.
for transgender boys. Do you think that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys.
Now, Jay, if you break that down, what does it really mean? What does it mean? What does that mean? Taxpayer dollars funding a program to prevent pregnancy in transgender boys. Well, transgender boys, is that girls that have become boys, or is that boys that want to become girls? I
think it's the first, but it's so perverted that you're not researching how to keep trans boys from getting pregnant. It's still girls. They're biological females, and here's how you prevent it's having safe sex, using condoms, not having sex, abstinence. Doesn't matter if you're trans boy
doesn't matter
with a
what
vagina,
you are,
or if you're a woman or a kid with a vagina. If you have a vagina, there's one way to have a safe sex: use a condom. And so, how do you avoid pregnancy, Bubba, when you're a transgender boy? Same thing as a woman.
Condom
or abstinence.
Yeah. So, are we getting into a word salad here?
His point is, why do we need to research it? Why do we need to spend government money on something as basic as there's no such thing as a transgender boy? It's a female that identifies as a boy, and it's still a female. It's still XX, not XY.
So
and
at
that's
this
the
point, are we
blasphemy of
just
it all.
trying to? Are we just trying to be weird? Are we trying to come up with some program that's just weird, whereas it's common sense as to what it really is, or are they really just trying to be? So they're just trying to be weird to be weird.
Well, they're trying to normalize transgender and make it as though it's something that needs to be researched, where it shouldn't be government money that's being spent. In my opinion, government money should be spent on people who need it, people who are on welfare, people who have disabilities, people who need government assistance. I don't think that our tax dollars should be going for research for transgender pregnancy for boys. That's a waste of money. That's why I wanted Doge to be a real thing, because I thought that fraud, waste, and abuse was something everyone could get along with, Bubba, and that the Democrats keep getting on the wrong side of the 80-20 issue. Since when's fraud cool and abuse? So this is just abuse, Bubba. It's not fraud. It's called waste and abuse. We're wasting our tax dollars on frivolous crap that does nothing.
I wish, and we got like 15 seconds or so, I wish that Doge wouldn't have been just a one-year thing that Elon Musk came in. I wish we had a real Doge department, like a real one.
I think silently it's still been going on, but I do too. I wish there was actually
it really was
an
a department.
Yeah, I wish Congress would get busy and actually create a congressional board that would look at that. For sure.
It shut down July 4th, 2026.
This year?
Yeah.
Happy 250th. Fraud, waste, and abuse is back. Woo!
Fraud, waste, and abuse is officially back. Jay, appreciate you, my man. I'll be around all weekend if you need me.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, J. Diaco.
Thank you.
Lummy Man, thank you to the Bubba Army. We had a G-ball at Deadly Intentions Show on YouTube.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter program.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.